What's up, everybody? Welcome to the first Viral Music Hub video show. And what I'm planning to be doing with this series in the future, it's going to be on my Patreon. For $3 a month, you get these shows. And it's going to be probably up around 3 to 4 guests I've had on the show in the past to kind of get together, and we're going to do like a little variety show sort of thing, talk about music topics. We're going to start off with some music trivia today, which is going to be really fun, and maybe some songwriting exercises and the like. So it's going to be kind of a little bit of everything. So it's going to be kind of a fun thing for YouTube. And so without further ado, though, let me introduce who we have here today. All former guests have been on the show. First, we're going to introduce Ashlyn Marie, singer songwriter.
Hey y'all, I'm Ashlyn.
And we then have Allie from Forge the Sun, who I had on as a band.
Hi.
she's the lead singer, and we also have Gunnar, who is gone under the name Dark Aether Productions.
Hello, everybody.
And I'm really excited to have you all here. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to kind of get this together. This wasn't an easy thing to put together, so I really do appreciate having you all here. Allie might not be able to stay the whole time we're doing this, but we are gonna, for that reason, we are gonna start off with some music trivia that I put together. There's going to be 3 categories that I'm going to start off with. One category, and then it's going to kind of go by quick. It's not a big, crazy compiling trivia thing, but it's so there's going to be start off the 60s, and then we go to the 2000s, and then we jump back to the 90s.
Oh god.
Is it going to be like Jeopardy?
It's kind of, yeah. So there's going to be for each
Sick.
category, there's going to be a 1-point question, a 2-point question, and 3-point question. You basically you're going to choose what you want, and then if you get it wrong, then it passes on to the next person.
Oh, dude, that's sick.
If we were doing Disney Channel music, I would dominate. But
that's a good thing to know in the future, and I'm gonna have to make that a category at some point. But I was rushing a little bit, so I kind of just did decades this time. But I think I'm gonna do different, really neat categories like that in the future.
You're talking to one guy that knows fuck all about anything.
So, yeah, there's some
saying
there's some softballs, but there's also some really tough ones too. So I'm not expecting everybody. And then there's a final round that's a really special one. It's like going to be the last thing, and it's a very interesting exercise. And
we get a car.
I wish I wish I had that power. I'm not Oprah, unfortunately, so I just can't be like, you get a car, but
Check under your chairs, new car keys.
Yeah. All right, so I'm just gonna ask who wants to go first. I'm just gonna throw it up for grabs here.
Oh Lord, I'll go.
All right, Ashlyn's gonna jump right in. So we're gonna start off with the 60s. Do you want to try for the 1-point, the 2-point, or the 3-point question? It's
Hell, I'll go for 1. I'll start off easy.
all right. So which Beatles song was their first #1 hit in America?
Oh geez. I literally have no idea, so I'm gonna guess. I Want to Hold Your Hand.
You are correct, Ashlyn.
You're lying.
Wow.
You are correct. Good job.
Hey,
Yes.
what?
I Want to Hold Your Hand was indeed their first U.S. hit single, and it went #1.
Well done.
And so yeah, good job. So I should have a scorecard, but I don't. I'm not some idiot.
I'll
So
keep
I'm
piece
just-
of paper.
I haven't.
Oh my God, so prepared. Okay, all right. So the next question, I'm just gonna go around in the circle I have here. So we're gonna go to Allie next. So do you want to try the 2-point or the 3-point question, Allie?
Oh God. I'll go with the 2-point, I guess.
Oh, poor Gunner's gonna get the freaking.
You're gonna leave it to me. You're gonna leave me the hardest one.
All right.
Wow.
So which 60s guitar wizard actually had to play a right-hand guitar upside down because he was left-handed?
Oh,
Oh no. I don't know any music history at all, and it's painful to admit that, but I don't know. I'm just gonna say Jimi Hendrix. Maybe?
Correct. 2
Ah,
points.
yes.
2 points for Allie. Yes. Yeah. Jimi Hendrix at that point in time, left-handed guitars were not a very popular and very much out there. So
Yeah, what a legend.
It was a thing he had to do to really just play because he was left-handed, and so he turned the right hand upside down and played it basically backwards. So
Sick.
so yeah, so good job, Allie. You get 2 points.
Woo.
All right, Gunnar. So you're gonna get the 3-point question here.
Oh, wonderful. Can't wait.
All right. So
Oh,
which supergroup included
God.
guitarists Jimmy Page, Jeff Beck, and Eric Clapton?
Should I just go for somebody random? Led Zeppelin. I don't know.
Well,
I have no idea.
I appreciate there was not a bad guess. I mean, seeing as Jimmy Page was in Led Zeppelin, so you were on the right track. I'm gonna throw it up to Ashlyn if you want to take a shot at it. And then if you don't get it, Allie, take a shot at it.
Led Zeppelin was going to be my guess as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
do you
that's
want
not
to
the
just
only
take
one.
another stab at it? Anything? Just anything?
You want to tell us what it starts with or something?
All right. I don't know if I can
Oh,
do
we-
that because I
now
didn't
we
give
cheating?
that to him. Yeah. Oh.
Damn.
Who are the band members again?
Jimmy Page, Jeff Beck, and Eric Clapton.
Oh. Someone going on their phone.
No idea.
I don't know, but the Who just keeps popping up in my head. I don't
No,
think that's it though.
That's not the Who. Ashlyn, I'll give you one guess. Just anything, because that was Allie's guess, so I'll count that, and then.
One Direction. I'm just.
Beautiful.
All right, I'll give it up. It's the Yardbirds.
Oh,
Oh, that's a good
I
one.
wouldn't have known that. No way.
Yeah, that was a tough one. That's why I made it 3 points. So that was it's all right. So nobody gets that one. I kind of figured that was gonna be the case, but hey, you never know though.
Yeah.
All right.
that's
So
close.
so actually, you know what? I think in the interest of fairness, I'm actually gonna do both 2000s and 90s, so you can pick which one and with how many points.
Oh shit.
So, all right. So I'm going to start with you again, Ashlyn, because you just Gunnar had his, and then so what did you want? 90s, 2000s, 1 point, 2 point, 3 point.
I will do 2000s for 2 points.
Go big, go home.
So name the song from this lyric. I don't care what they say. I'm in love with you. They try to pull me away, but they don't know the truth.
Bleeding Love by Leona Lewis.
Correct. 2 points for Ashlyn. Nice job.
Everything's frozen.
Yeah, he's frozen,
Yeah.
but I know I'm right.
no.
Yeah, that's all right.
I know
No,
I'm right though.
That correct that he actually lagged him out of the whole movie.
I
All right. So,
would have totally not got that.
all right. So, Allie, your turn. 90s, 2000s, 1 point, 2 point, 3 point.
I'm getting a lot of breaking up.
Oh wait.
Uh-oh. All right. So do you
Get
want
it
the
right?
90s or 2000s? You got it right, Ashlyn. Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Wow. I thought I'd be good at like the 2000s, but I don't know anymore because I know 2000s rock, but not anything
Yeah,
else.
same.
Shit. I guess let's try 2000s for a point.
Who had the hit debut single Fallen in 2001?
Evanescence. If that's an album.
No.
That was my guess. Too.
No, the debut single, like there, yeah, but no, it was not Evanescence. All right, Gunnar, who had the hit debut single Fallen in 2001?
I know this might be a different song, but I just keep thinking Linkin Park. Totally different.
Is that your guess?
Yeah, screw it.
No, you're wrong. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna circle back around to Ashlyn. All right. Who had the hit debut single Fallen in 2001?
Is it Alicia Keys?
You are correct again. Ashlyn, you are smashing right now. My goodness gracious.
Wait, was that 2 points or?
Well, that one was a point.
Okay, that was one. Okay.
Yeah.
Only one that has one. Does any at all?
All right. So Gunnar, it's gonna be yours now.
Ooh.
And so what do you want? 90s, 2000s. There's one left for 2000s. It's 3 point, and then the 90s. There's all three.
Just give me 90s for one. I just want something on the board.
All right.
Like,
The Seattle Four was a nickname given to four of the alternative grunge bands that exploded in popularity in the 90s. Name at least two of them.
dude, I for some reason I think I know it's Nirvana is one.
Correct.
Grunge bands. Oh, I don't know why Foo Fighters I think came in my head, but that's not it.
No, it is not. No, but I will give you two more guesses in the interest of fairness.
Grunge bands. Nirvana and out of Seattle.
Yes.
Fucking Washington, man. Oh, it's always Washington. Christ. I have no idea. I don't even know any bands out of Washington except for Nirvana. I don't know. That was the only one that comes to my head.
All right. Well, then that's going to be incomplete. So you need two. So it's going to circle back around to you again, Ashlyn.
I have
And you-
no freaking clue.
No guesses on one of the others at all. 'Cause-
Not a one.
all right. I'm going to circle back around now to Allie. Can you get this?
The only two major 90s grunge rock bands that I can think of off the top of my head would be Nirvana, Smashing Pumpkins, Pearl Jam.
Pearl Jam. I'll give it to you. You got it on the. I'll give it to you. All right. That's a point for Allie. And so if you're interested, the four were Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains.
I was gonna say.
Aha.
I did not know.
Yeah, I'm huge into that scene, so it's probably.
I feel like Gunner should get like half a point.
Oh, thank you.
You know what? Yeah, we'll give Gunner a half. You give him a half a point on that.
Okay.
I agree.
Sick. All I care about is getting a pity point.
All right, I agree. No, I think that's fair.
And
All
then
right.
how many for Allie for that?
Oh yeah, that's a point. So
Sick.
all right, so now so he's back to your turn, Ashlyn. Which do you want? Do you want to try 3.2000s or do you want to try the 2 or 3.90s?
I will try the 3.2000.
Ooh, this is a toughie.
Gosh, okay.
This super producer team, according to a 2003 survey, was producing 43% of the songs on the radio at that time. What was this producer team called? And if you can actually manage to give me one of the guys on this, I would also give you another point.
L.A. Reid?
No,
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 not like Deaf Island or anything.
nope.
Hmm.
Allie, your turn.
So it's a producer that was doing like 40% of the music at the time.
Yeah, well, the producer. Well, there was two of them. There's two of them, and they were like known under a name.
Oh man.
Honestly, if you just give me one of the names, I'll even just give you the full answer. Just because it is a little.
I don't know. Growing up, I feel like I heard like P. Diddy like a lot. So
True.
Deftone Records, something like that.
That's what I was thinking.
Mm-mm. It's not.
Damn it.
It is not P. Diddy. It is not Bad Boy.
But
You
dude,
got a shot at it.
okay, this is just gonna be a really big stab in the dark. Dr. Dre.
No, it was not Dr. Dre. All solid guesses though. I mean, not really a bad guess at all. So it was Pharrell Williams in the Neptunes, and
Wow.
yeah, and Chad. I always forget his last name, but yeah, Pharrell and Chad of the Neptunes were they were at one point in time they had like 43% of the songs on the radio were produced by them. Which is just absolutely insane, and one of the most insane like statistical things I've ever seen in music. There's just that point of time they dominated everything. Everybody wanted Pharrell and to produce their songs. I mean there was, I'm trying to think of all the tracks that they did. It's just I lose track of them. But all right, so now we're gonna circle back around to Allie. So now there's no more 2000s and there are now 2 90s left.
I'll take the 90s for 2.
All right. Here's the lyric. It's a lyric, so you have to guess the song from the lyric. If you actually, honestly, even if you don't know the song, if you give me the artist, I'll give it to you. Either or.
Oh God. Okay.
Oh, here we
Alright.
go.
But did you know when it snows, my eyes become large and the light that you shine can be seen?
Damn it. Did you know when it snows? Can I get a clue? Like what
Yeah,
genre
can we get a hint
it
of it?
is?
Yeah.
It's not rock. I'll tell you that much.
Uh,
It's
Well,
definitely not.
Perfect. That's all I need to know, I guess.
well, I probably am out on this one then. You said, did you know when it snows?
My eyes become large and the light that you shine can be seen.
Jeez, I don't know. I don't even have a guess for that.
Do any of you have any
I
clue
fail.
at all?
Okay, is
all
it?
right? So I'm gonna. All right, I'll give you a guess, Gunnar.
Is
Do
it-
you want me to? I'm gonna. All right, you know what? I'm gonna sing it,
Here we go.
and I'll actually let you have another shot at it again, Allie, because I'm gonna. All right.
Hell yeah.
Did you know when it snows, my eyes become large and the light that you shine can be seen?
Oh shit. I've heard this song before.
Yeah, but
You know
oh.
what? Like I'll give it a stab in the dark of the song, like of the artist. Like this is probably not right at all, but it kind of sounds like a Meatloaf song to me.
It's not Meatloaf. No. What's your guess,
Fuck.
Gunnar?
Oh Christ. I'm going through a list of bands in my head. Oh Christ. It's not rock. Is it like I don't know. Bob Marley or something? I don't know.
Well, I'm pretty sure Bob Marley might have been dead by this point. When this song came out. So no, it was not Bob Marley. Ashlyn,
know,
you
man.
get the last shot at it.
Rob Thomas? I don't know.
It was not Rob Thomas. The answer is "Kiss from a Rose" by Seal.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Baby, I compare you to a kiss from a rose on a grave. Yeah,
My dad is so
All
disappointed.
of the 90s infomercials are coming back now.
Yeah.
Like I can
Oh,
visually
yeah.
see it on the TV.
all right. So now Gunnar, you get this last 90s question. 3
Of course it's
points.
3.
I kind of doubt you're gonna get this, but
Thanks.
I actually don't think any of you will get this either. But which controversial 90s artist famously destroyed a picture of the Pope on an episode of Saturday Night Live?
Oh my god, I think I remember this.
Whoa. All right.
I remember it being like around like when me and my buddies used to joke about it. And it's
And hilariously enough, she actually did a Bob Marley cover before she did this on the show. So kind of funny.
oh no. What's her name? I don't even remember her name, to be honest with you. I think I know who it is, but I don't remember her name.
Fair enough.
I don't know.
Ashlyn, you got a guess?
No,
No.
not at all.
Allie, how about you?
I know what she looks like because I
Yes,
remember it.
Yeah,
She had like either really short hair or like no hair.
correct. Yes.
God damn it. What was her name and what band was she in?
He's not the only one.
Shoot.
I know somebody who I would love to see do this, but
The singer from the Cranberries keeps popping up to me, but I know it's not her. I know, but she like has like a like some type of like accenty like voice, and I can't remember what her name is or what band she's in.
it's not the only one, and that's all I care about. It's like you remember, but you don't remember the name.
Her last name starts with O'Connor, doesn't it?
You are absolutely correct.
I don't remember what her first name is though.
Sinead O'Connor.
It is O'Connor. Oh.
Sinead O'Connor.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm gonna I'm gonna give Allie like a point.
Allie deserves the point.
A point for that, but Ashlyn, I'll give you the full for getting it.
Thank you.
Correct. Sinead O'Connor famously was the person that did that and absolutely caught a lot of shit for it.
You wonder why?
Yeah,
No, you know who I would love to see do that? I would love to see Ozzy Osbourne do that, and when he was in his
Oh my
prime,
God.
because that's sort of something I can see him doing with his British accent.
All right, so now just give me a second. I am figuring out the I'm gonna trying to get the lists here. So I'm gonna start with Gunner. What is your birthday?
March 19, 2000.
Pisces.
Yes.
So, okay, so let me just.
Uh-oh. Just don't tell me next is gonna have to be my social security number.
No. I'm sorry. So it was the 19th, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Dude, is this gonna be a magic trick?
Here we go. All right. So here's what this is going to entail. Oh, actually, I think I got the wrong date here. Sorry. There we go. All right. So this exercise is the final round. And what you have to do is you need to name me as many songs correct from the Billboard Top 40 from the week you were born. What's so any of the songs that were on the top 40 of Billboard that week you were born, and you're going to get 10 guesses. You get 2 points each for each right guess. And if you get more than 5, I'm going to give you an extra 5 points.
2000.
So the week of your birthday.
Okay, for some reason, Smash Mouth comes into my head. For some reason, I remember Smash Mouth being up there. I don't know if it was 2000s or if it was.
You need to give me a song though. That's the thing. I need a sound.
In the week? That's so specific. Fuck.
Well, all right. You know what? You know what? I'll.
Because like end of the week, like who knows?
You know what? Then I'll okay. I'll let you. I'll do that then. I'll let you guys name an artist. Then I think that would make it a little more fun and easier then for you guys. So yes, Smash Mouth is indeed on the top 40 that week with the song "Then the Morning Comes."
Right. Yeah. Okay. See, I just remember the song name
at number 27. So that's 2 points.
Woo-hoo.
So that's your first guess. So you got 9 more.
I think Linkin Park was up there too.
Let's take a look. Linkin Park was not up there.
Yeah. Like, can I still keep going?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, you get 8 more guesses.
Okay. What about 2000s? Foo Fighters?
No, they were not. 7 more guesses.
Oh man, 2000s. What was popular in 2000? I think didn't Nirvana was still up there, right? In 2000s.
No. 6 more guesses.
I got 1. Does it matter what genre? It can be any genre, yeah.
It's any. Oh yeah, it's just whoever's on the Billboard Hot 100 top. It's the top 40.
Ozzy Osbourne?
No. 5 more guesses.
What? Oh God. Was it The Offspring?
Let's see. No, The Offspring was not.
Running out of ideas.
4 more guesses.
Godsmack?
Let's see. Godsmack was not.
Metallica?
They were not in the top 40, but they were number 80. So
Wow.
I can't give that. I can't give it to you, unfortunately.
40 off.
with
40
with
off.
no leaf clover.
Hold on, let me just go through the list of people I can think of.
So that's
Top 40.
I think did I lose track? It was like what, 3 more guesses you have left, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna say 3 more. Okay, yeah.
Oh my god, I'm trying to think of like
So you're not gonna be able to get the bonus.
whatever.
But-
As long as I get one out of it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like popular movies that were out in 2000. Oh Christ. Pearl Jam?
Let's see. Pearl Jam was not in the top 40.
2 more. Evanescence?
I don't even think Evanescence had the album out yet. So no. You got
Maybe
one more
not.
guess.
Oh dude. What? What about Tupac?
It's hilariously enough, again, outside the top 40.
Oh.
But at number 77 was Baby Don't Cry, Keep Your Head Up Too by Tupac and the Outlaws. So I mean,
Yep.
so yeah, so you got one. So you
Sweet.
got 2 points.
Thank God for Shrek. I knew they'd come. I knew that movie would come in handy. Smash Mouth.
All right. So okay, so Ashlyn, what's your birthday?
9/11/99.
Wow, you were born on 9/11, huh?
Yes, 2 years before.
Wow.
Yeah.
So let's see the week.
Wait, you couldn't tell us that anything was going to happen at that time?
All right. All right, Ashlyn, this is your turn now. Remember, 10 guesses.
Tupac.
All right, let's take a look.
99, yeah.
No, Tupac was not on.
Okay, Celine Dion.
Celine Dion, believe it or not, was not.
TLC.
You are absolutely correct. They were actually the number 2 song of this week of September 11th, 1999 with the classic Unpretty.
Oh wow. Okay, that's good.
So
You got
2 points. So you got 8 more guesses now.
okay. Destiny Child.
Yes, number 9 with Bills.
Whoa.
So
yeah.
There's another 2 points for you.
Okay.
7 more guesses.
All right. Oh my God. Can I even think of 7 more? Oh my God.
Oh, I could just. Dang it. Just thought of one.
Oh my God. I'm so stumped. Shania Twain. Shania Twain? Question mark? Maybe.
Shania was not in the top 40, but she was at number 65 with You've Got Away. But not top 40 though. And she also had Man, I Feel Like a Woman was still at 84, which I think was out like 2 years before this. So which is pretty incredibly impressive. But not in the top 40 though.
Okay. And I have how many more guesses? 6?
6, yes.
All right. I'm trying to think of like you said, like movies that were popular. Brittany? Was Brittany there?
Oh, of course she was.
Yeah.
But I don't think she was in the top 40.
No.
She only had 61 with Sometimes.
Okay.
So no, so yeah, 5 more guesses.
Backstreet Boys?
They most certainly were. I Want It That Way was at number 12 that week.
All right, all right, all right.
So that's another 2 points for you.
Oh wait, okay. All right.
One more guesses.
I so many guesses right now too. I just remembered some.
I don't know. I'm so stumped now. Hmm. Boys to Men, perhaps? Were they doing in 99? I don't know.
They were not. No.
What about No Doubt? Were they around in 99?
Nope, they were not in the top 40 that week. No.
And how many guesses do I have?
I believe you have 2 more now.
Okay.
Where's the Jeopardy music? Hold up.
Yes.
Hold up. Wait, no, I got you. I don't want the full episode.
And you said earlier. Oh my God.
I said?
Yes, Gunnar.
That doesn't explain anything. I said a lot of people. I said 10 people.
Offspring. Offspring.
Let's take a look. No, they were not that week. No. One more guess. You got one more shot.
Christina Aguilera.
Yes, of course. Genie in a Bottle was number
Hey.
4 that week. So,
Yeah,
you know,
Genie
I
in a
will
Bottle.
say
I
you
remember
did
this
get
one.
the number 2 and number 4, you know, so that's pretty good.
That's
So
pretty good.
the number, Christina Aguilera's Genie in a Bottle was actually the before that they were at number 2 the week before. So it was, you know, Christina was huge at this point in time. So
I was born at a
Just
good
a week
time.
off.
if you were curious, the number 1 song that week was Bailamos by Enrique Iglesias.
Ah,
I don't even remember that one.
Really?
How do you not remember that song? That was everywhere. That song is
Yeah.
still everywhere.
Out.
Bailamos. Bailamos. Quiero. And number 3 was Summer Girls by LFO. And number 5, I'm sure you are familiar with, Ashlyn, Lost in You by Garth Brooks when he was
Oh, good old Garth.
when he was doing his Chris Gaines deal there for a little bit, and
Yeah.
his little identity crisis he had at that
Yeah.
point. And then number 6 was Smooth by Santana and Rob Thomas. 7 was All Star by Smash Mouth. 8
See?
was 8 was Where My Girl's At by 702. 9 was Bills by Destiny's Child, and number 10 was Someday by Sugar Ray.
what a banging week of music.
I
Yeah.
know, like what a time.
Yeah. All right, now Allie, what is your birthday?
I was born in 91.
Oh wow, you're older than me. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
I
Wow.
am.
All right, here we go. This one's gonna be fun. So
Wow.
91. Which so what I have to know the week, the day.
December 10th.
December 10th.
91.
All right,
I'm
so
just a
Uh,
fetus.
just a fetus. Yeah, yes, you are, Gunner. All
I'm just a
right,
fetus.
all right. Let's go for it. You got 10 guesses, Allie. Try it.
I was trying to think of like every like rock band that existed in the 90s, and the obvious one is Nirvana. I don't know if that's still too early in time for them, but
Let's take a look. Nirvana was at number 40. This was
Yeah.
This is actually the first week Smells Like Teen Spirit made the top 40. And obviously just from there went absolutely insane. So that's actually pretty amazing that you got that. So yes,
That's legendary.
2 points. This is your week you were born that Nirvana had Smells Like Teen Spirit made for the first time on the top 40. So
That's actually really fucking
it,
cool.
it debuted at number 40. So
Hell
all right.
yeah.
So all right, 2 points. You got 9 more guesses.
Let's see. Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson
Dang.
indeed was number 1 with Black or White.
Wow.
This was the peak position on the chart for him, obviously, and yeah, he went from 3 the week before to the number 1 this week. That was his big song around that time, and so you are correct, Allie. Good job.
Yeah.
2 for 2 so far. So you got 8 more guesses.
I remember, well, just 90s, like from when I could remember, a lot of Phil Collins. I don't know if this is still too early for him, but
Phil was not on the list at all. 7 more guesses.
How about Enya? She was huge in the 90s.
I'm sorry, you spelled it Enya, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yep. No, she was not. She was not. Nope. 6 more guesses.
Metallica.
Ooh.
Metallica indeed was at number 33 with Enter Sandman. And I believe they had a lower song, was Unforgiven, was at 65. But yes, you got the one that was in the top 40. So
that
correct.
was like the metal band of the 90s. So.
Exactly.
So yeah, so you got 5 more guesses now, and you have a 3. You already gotten 3, so that's pretty good.
How about Sarah McLaughlin? She was on every infomercial in the 90s too.
No, nope, nowhere.
Let's see. I wrote down Mariah Carey because she was also like.
Mariah Carey was indeed at number 8 with Can't Let Go, and she was also at number 23 with Emotions. So I will actually give you 2 for that because she had 2 songs in the top 40. So you are already at, I believe, 5 correct. So if you get 1 more, you get the bonus 5.
Whoa.
And I believe you have 3 more guesses. I think hopefully I didn't lose track of there, but
my mom used to listen to a lot of Guns N' Roses, so
Guns N' Roses was indeed at number 16. Don't Cry off of Use Your Illusion. Great song, great album, and yeah, that's another one. So you got the bonus, Allie. That's you got the bonus, but keep going. You can still get, you have 2 more guesses at it. So
like Rick Astley. He's like the meme of the 90s.
no, that was more the 80s. that was more
Gotcha.
80s actually. No. So 1 more guess.
How about Motley Crue?
Ooh.
I don't know if they're still like 280s.
They were just outside of the top 40 with Home Sweet Home at number 47. So no, not quite in the top 40, but they were, hanging around a little bit. But yeah, good. I mean, damn good job, Allie. You killed it. You definitely you took this round of the trivia for sure. I'm just for giggles, shits and giggles, I'm going to give you the top 10 again for this week from December 7th, 91. Number 1 was, like I said, was Black or White by Michael Jackson. Number 2 was When a Man Loves a Woman by Michael Bolton. And number 3 was Set Adrift on Memory Bliss by PM Dawn. They were actually at number 1 the week before this with that song. Number 4 was It's So Hard to Say Goodbye to Yesterday by Boyz II Men. Number 5 was All for Love by Color Me Bad. Number 6, Blowing Kisses in the Wind by Paula Abdul. Number 7 was Cream by Prince and the NPG. 8 was Can't Let Go by Mariah Carey. Number 9 was That's What Love Is For by Amy Grant. And 10 was one of my all-time favorites, OPP by Naughty by Nature.
Nice.
Oh, that is a good one.
So yeah, that was a top 10 for that week. And so that will end the trivia. I know Ashlyn said she was keeping score. I hope she kept track with everything.
Steamrolled.
But
I kind of lost count in the last round.
oh no.
But I'm pretty sure it was Allie and I had tied, and Gunnar had half a point.
Oh,
Whoa.
well.
No, I got 2.5.
Oh, 2.5. See, I wasn't counting.
He's like, hey, hold on 1 second.
Don't
Whoa,
rob me out of
easy.
my Smash Mouth. Don't rob me out of my Smash Mouth guess.
My edible's kicking in. Okay, you shouldn't have given me this.
Damn.
Honestly.
Damn. You know what? Makes sense.
Well, that's hilarious.
And shit, there ain't gonna be no puff pass either. Wow. What the hell? And it's legal where I come from too. What the hell?
That's right. Yeah, you're right.
Where is everybody from, by the way?
I am from Greenville, South Carolina, but I currently attend Clemson University in Clemson, South Carolina, and I am moving to Nashville this summer.
Oh, nice.
Damn.
What about
I was originally from Gardnerville, Nevada, but I moved up to Ontario, Canada.
And why did you move there?
I moved up here with my girlfriend.
Oh, sweet.
Nice.
So, and it was like
It was
3.
also on this podcast. It was the first
Yes.
episode of my podcast, actually.
Wait,
Yes.
what?
Yes.
That's Bella with a V at the end.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. So I moved up there. I moved up here because of her, and I've been here for 4 years.
Cool. Allie, where are you from?
I am from Detroit, Michigan, but I am recently living in Lake Orion, Michigan, which is kind of like country-ish area of
Backwoods.
Metro Detroit. Yeah.
Welcome to the South.
Yeah, it's basically redneck Michigan.
Yeah.
Pretty much
Yeah.
away from the hustle and bustle.
Yeah. And my that's kind of where my one of my friends Jess lives in Monroe, actually, which is like kind of like that, dirt outskirts of Detroit, sort of deal.
Every turn you see a cow.
Yeah, pretty much ditches.
That's
And
my
yeah.
town.
Yeah.
Or cow or
Same.
church.
That's where I'm from. Where every single turn you just see farmland. It's like, okay, that's pretty sick.
All right, but I hope you guys had fun with the trivia. I was like my first run of it, so I know it was probably a little choppy, but I'm gonna try to improve on that. And this was like the trial run, so I think it went pretty cool. I love the Billboard thing. That's like my favorite thing to do. I do it with myself all the time, so I'm like, I gotta do this with a group. This is so fun.
Man, I gotta say, it's 2000s had like nothing. Out of the people that I like it had nothing in 2000. At least my week.
2000 was like a very weird transition period. I feel like, in terms of like kind of like the 90s, like was kind of still like in, but like the 2000s was kind of finding its own footing still. So it was like
Everyone thought that the world was gonna end still. They
yeah,
just don't know what to
right.
do.
Yeah, Y2K was just kind of past the
Perfect.
it was just it was a very interesting time. But now we're just gonna move into like a little just roundtable talk here. I don't know how much time you got, Allie, so stay as long as you please or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just
We
gonna
can definitely keep going. The other thing that was gonna catch me up on time, like I asked them if I could be late, and they agreed. So
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm gonna do a little fun thing. I'm gonna do a random topic generator. So we're just gonna have like random topics, and it's gonna be a load of fun.
Uh-oh.
So I just did the first one, and I actually don't like that one, so I'm gonna switch it. I don't like a lot of these. Oh, okay. I like this one. What's the most underrated or overrated TV show?
Dude, I know this for sure.
I'll let you answer whichever one you want. I'm just curious. Like,
I already know exactly what I'm about to say.
Oh,
and I
all
know
right.
Some people's feelings are gonna be really hurt when I say
oh,
this.
all right, here we go. Hot takes. All right, come on.
Be mad at
Let's
me.
bring it. I want to hear it.
The Office is not that fucking good. Okay.
Woo!
Not
True.
that good. I get
Oh.
so bored. Parks and Rec is better, and I I can't sit even through the first episode. So.
Hold up. Hey, babe, did you like The Office? She's never seen it, so okay, that means something.
Wow.
Wow. No, you know what? You know what show is amazing? Dude, you guys got to see Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Oh, it's a classic.
That was the shit. Yeah.
I know. I
That's a
loved that.
Courage was my jam, man. I think everybody's got courage in them, you know.
I don't know. I think, well, maybe it's because it's more of an American TV show, but a lot of people here where I live, they have no idea. They're like, really? I don't know what that is. I'm like,
Cartoon Network just
Oh.
wasn't like as, I guess, prevalent, and to
We
them.
grew up on that stuff.
Oh my
oh
god.
yeah.
That's one of my favorite all-time favorites for sure. What about you, Allie? What do you?
I don't think anybody really considers this show overrated or underrated. I don't know, they might, but just the first show like that sticks out to me, that I grew up with and I still actively watch with all my old friends is
SpongeBob?
fucking SpongeBob.
Dude, same. Fucking same.
I always feel like the first like 3 seasons of SpongeBob are some of the most like relatable cartoons on like just such an amazing
man.
level, and the way it transcends time still is just like unbelievable
have that-
to me. 20 plus years later, it's just
Yeah.
like,
I have that on VHS. Man. What are
yeah,
you talking
man.
about?
Yeah,
Like,
oh
remember
yeah,
the first
that's
episode
real,
on VHS.
real fan right there. You got the
course.
VHS tape and everything. Oh
Dude,
man,
hell yeah.
Oh.
I used to have the little blanket too when I was
Oh.
super young. Like, man, who just doesn't like to be hugged by a
I
fat
love the
star?
I love the old like Nickelodeon VHS tapes in general. Like they had like the Rugrats one, which had like the orange colored and
Yes.
VHS tape, and was, oh man, that was such a nostalgia trip. Whenever I see that, I'm like, oh man, like the bright colors, man. It's like, tell you, it's just like funny. I find it funny, just like I feel like the bright colors have just kind of like vanished from like
Yeah.
society now, you know, like we're all very like minimalist and like,
Not in my room.
nah, well, okay, yeah.
True.
True, very true.
True.
But I think from a large majority, I think of society has gotten to really this like gray, black aesthetic, you know, minimalist, like nothing can look too like crazy or just, you know, just kind of be corporate looking, you know, it's kind of where we're at now. But
Oh yeah.
yeah.
That's true. But think about Rick and Morty.
Right, yeah.
Like Rick and Morty is the most like, you guys should see my wallpaper. It is the most vibrant thing in the world.
Love Rick and Morty.
Yeah, I definitely think there's still a place for it, but I just definitely think in like large society, I think now it is really gone to the more of the like, yeah, the corporate, you know, kind of grays and blacks, and you know, it's just everything needs to look good so they can sell it for real estate now, you know.
Yeah,
it's like
definitely.
that's basically what it is now, is like nothing can look individual anymore. It's just because so everyone else can
Right.
buy it and sell it, and yeah,
So lame. I'd rather like I want to have a pink house and a pink car like that.
yeah, no,
Oh,
right.
that's ironic because actually my girlfriend, her whole aesthetic for her music is pink. Like
Oh my
literally
God.
everything is pink hair,
Wait.
pink studio.
I think I looked at her profile.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, if she was on your podcast, I'm sure I saw.
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
it's all pink. So that's kind of ironic that you said that. But okay,
I
Lawrence,
want to be her friend. Tell her I want to be her friend.
Oh geez.
Be your friend.
My TV show, man, I definitely think in terms of what Ashlyn said about The Office, I definitely have a lot of similar feelings. I think it was a very good show that got really overexposed to a certain generation of people that just shoved it down everybody's throat for so long that it got almost like just like generic. It's like it's like the go-to like of like
a diet show.
yeah, it just like became almost like just a parody of itself almost, I think, over time.
Something.
Yeah, I think it probably would have been good if that didn't happen. Like it didn't like branch off into its own like culture. I think I would have liked it more.
Yeah,
Maybe that's just a flaw in me, but I can't get past it.
yeah. I really feel like I mean, for me, like Curb Your Enthusiasm is just like taking my life from in the grips of my hands, and just like
You did tell me to watch that. I need to check that out.
it's just it's almost become one of my all-time favorite shows now.
True.
You know, along with Seinfeld, obviously, you know, same
Oh,
Larry,
that's pretty
Larry David wrote, you know, Seinfeld and then did Curb Your Enthusiasm. So it was like just those two shows are just to me just there's so many classic lines and just moments that just stick in my head that I always laugh at. It's just like the show like never puts me in a bad mood. So that's just it's one of my favorites.
That's a good one.
The next topic I have here is where was the last place you went on vacation?
I'll let everybody else go first. I'm boring. I'm boring as hell.
This kind of counts, but it kind of doesn't. I went to Nashville this past weekend, but it was just an apartment hunt and, you know, kind of get to know the area. I can't think, when did I go on vacation?
At least I'm not the only one.
Oh, I went to Charleston.
Oh,
I went to
nice.
Charleston to my roommate's parents' house, and it was so much fun. I loved it.
Last time I went to South Carolina was 2004. Yeah, 2004. Yeah, I went with my family on vacation to Myrtle Beach. That was fun. South Carolina is pretty nice.
Good old Dirty Myrtle.
Yeah.
Dirty Myrtle. There.
Myrtle.
That's a saying.
Hell yeah.
I'll you, Allie.
It's actually weird for me to have to like second guess where I was traveling because I'm actually a pretty avid traveler, but because of COVID, like it's been so
It's been a
hard to
while.
travel.
True.
But last fall, I took a road trip to Philadelphia and kind of like did a road trip around like the New England like states around there, which was really cool. Saw Sleepy Hollow in New York.
Wow.
Just like all the spooky cities.
Nice.
Did you
on the
break into any
Northeast.
abandoned buildings?
No, but
Wow.
we did go through some cemeteries and stuff like that. So
Okay, that's pretty sick.
if you like spooky stuff, that's a good place to be. And I'm actually leaving to go to Hawaii on Monday. So
Oh wow.
I will be gone for 2 weeks.
Oh
Wow.
hell yeah, nice.
I'm excited. I haven't been there yet, so I
Yeah.
hear
Hawaii.
like
Yeah, me neither. So
Same.
I'm
I've
jealous.
never been.
Wow. How are you, Gunnar? Where's the last place you went, Mr. Boring?
Last place I went, the work.
Work.
That was the
Oh,
last place I went.
ha ha.
No, I don't go like on vacation actually. I guess the first time I actually technically went on vacation was like back in like 2017 was when the first time I actually came to Canada to come visit.
Oh right.
That was like my
right.
first ever vacation. It was like for 2 weeks.
Oh
All
my
right,
God.
then let me ask you this: tell me some interesting differences you've noticed from being in Canada and then from
Oh.
being in the United States. I really am like curious to hear about this. This should be an interesting topic. This should be an interesting topic of discussion.
Okay, so let me give you an example. Who's been to California?
I have.
Ivan,
Who's
yes.
driven in California?
Oh, I didn't
I have.
drive. No, I took.
Oh, I have. I drove in LA. I drove in Idlewild.
Oh.
So do you know the
Francisco.
traffic off of Interstate 80? Or was it
Oh no, I don't even know the names of my own highways in my town. So
Oh, okay, fair enough. So the traffic is very similar. Like if you're going from like Southern Cali to like maybe like San Fran or something, it's so similar. It's ridiculous. But the people here are, I wouldn't say nicer, but they're definitely like, you'll be walking down the road and you have no idea who this person is, and they'll go, "Good morning." You're like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" Like no idea who they are, but they'll say good morning. So that's pretty cool. A lot more accidents.
Oh no.
I've seen quite a few. I've never been in one, and I drive a big box van for a work car,
Oh.
but I've never been into an accident, like knock on wood. But what else?
audible knock.
Yes. What else? Way more expensive rent and living.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cost of
wow.
living is like, where I come from, what I pay right now for just my apartment, I could pay for like a two bedroom house.
Wow. Oh
And
my
I live
God.
and I don't live in nothing fancy. So
That's crazy.
the cost of living is like ridiculous. I think anybody can tell you that that's been here.
Oh my.
And I I guess just the idiots that drive.
Yeah, clearly, yeah, the accidents.
That's just sticks in my head. Like I've just seen the craziest amount of stuff happen. Like to even with a point, I'm like, how did you do that? Like a great example is the other day, I was just scrolling on the news on my computer, and I saw a thing come up where a car was like there was a 3-car pileup, and one car ended up being flipped over. And I'm like, how? Like,
Yeah.
were you going Mach 10 down the road, and the next
Yeah.
thing you know, some car hits you and you just flipped over? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's crazy. Or like you're driving on the median or something like crazy like
Yeah,
that.
like that's just what and the traffic comes out of nowhere. You'll just be going down the highway, no problem. And like for 30, like today,
Just
30
stops.
minutes. Yeah, 30 minutes traffic. And I'm like, I get to the end of it. I'm like, okay, nobody's dead. So
Yeah, like why did that even happen? Like,
yeah,
what happened here?
the main thing definitely is the people. Like that's the main thing. A lot of like interesting things. And I don't know, I've never traveled. Like to be honest, I've never gone outside of California. I used to only travel basically from like my home city to like Southern California. Like
Nice.
like closest to the water I've ever been was like was San Diego and all that stuff, San Fran.
I hear San
but
Diego is so nice.
it is nice for a while
Yeah.
to visit, to get in and out.
Yeah,
Like
right.
I kind of have that inside joke with me and my family. It's like you see some really bad driver in our city and you go, oh, you're from California. So no matter where you're from, don't matter if you have plates or nothing, like, oh, you're from California.
Yeah. It's funny the thing like you mentioned about like the Canadians being so friendly. So it's basically it's just essentially just an opposite New York City.
Oh man, no, no, actually, you know what? No. Now that you compare it to that, you know how many people from New York come here?
Oh,
And they have
God.
a mentality. They have this like there's just
Right.
nothing changes. And I'm pretty sure about 90% of the people here are from New York.
So they bring the New Yorkness with
Yes.
them. I don't know if any of you guys, I mean, I know Allie's kind of been to New York and, you know, but for me living near New York, now I've had many an interesting experience in the city. It's not the friendliest place in the world. Let me tell you that right now. It's one of those places where if you need to move or they will move you for you. It's not like the slowness of the southern states. It's like you need to go.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Well, that would work for me.
go in, get out, go in, get out. Like if you don't know what you want, get the hell out of here. Get out.
Exactly. It's
Like,
the same. No, honestly, it's the same thing here too. Where I come from, nothing. You'll never hit traffic. Maybe if somebody gets into an accident.
Like never ask for directions if you're in New York. They will literally tell you to fuck off. Like they'll be like, don't you see I'm fucking sitting in my car? Fuck off, bro.
I'm walking here. Leave me alone.
Yeah, like I'm fucking walking in. Leave me alone, bro. I gotta go to the Tim store. I gotta go to the Tim store.
Yeah, I gotta no, here it's just
To me.
It's very northern life is very, very different, especially in the city. It's just like people are, it's like if you grow up there, it's a rudeness you accept and you're very used to, but like it's just for other people, it's like, what is going on here? Why is everybody so angry here?
No. And the thing is too, is that after you move there, you adapt to it and you also get that way.
Yeah.
I'm that way now.
Right. Yeah. You just go, get up and go. It's like, get up and go. You just got to get to where you are, you know? And
exactly. And it's like, if you're stuck in traffic and you got to get over, it's like, you just have to go.
You just do it.
Like, you just get right in there. You don't care how close you get. You don't care about how close you are to them. It's either you move or I'll move you.
Yeah, right. Like don't ever drive in New York City. Like you is not for the faint of heart. It's like because like he said, people will literally just go into another lane. Like they will not signal. Like they will just be like, yeah, I'm going here, and you're gonna like it. If you don't like it, I don't care.
Yeah, exactly. Accept it.
It is like it is horrendous. It is actually terrible. And pedestrians, there's no like crossing. Crosswalks are basically a myth.
Yeah, what crosswalks?
Like crossing laws just don't really matter.
What stop sign?
They're there, but they don't really care. Like it's like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna walk. I don't care if there's a stop.
Yeah, what stop sign?
They gotta stop for me anyway, you know, like they're gonna
True.
take the insurance, you know, the insurance payout for me, or you know, are they gonna just, you know, stop? You know, that's crazy. It's crazy how it is up here. You know, if you've never been here, it's you know, I'm in from Connecticut, but you know, I travel to the city every so often, so it's it's a
Oh,
different
God.
different atmosphere around.
I'd like to think we're a little bit nicer in Michigan, but we're really aggressive drivers over here. It's like the wild, wild west on our streets because you're like
Oh, yeah.
going between like people who drive like crazy, and then between that and potholes and like just really shitty roads. It's
Wait.
it's like a video game.
The potholes
you're
are terrible here too. Oh my God.
Yo, are you saying that there's people on horses too with a 6-shooter on their side? Like, because that's where I gotta go.
If you're in Amish town, yeah.
Yeah, you actually might.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah. No.
Just going down the road where I live.
True.
Nice.
Tractors.
I love that. It's just like getting stuck behind a track. You know, it's like, God, I would never want to have like a New Yorker like go down there and try to drive like behind like a tractor. They would literally like pass them and be like, get the fuck out of my way.
And it would be the ironic moment too, where there'd be a semi truck coming flying down the other side of the road, and they try to pass him, and it would just be a big old hit. And they go, "What happened? I don't know. I was trying to pass the guy."
Yeah.
Pissing me off.
Yeah, it's just crazy. I actually had a guy the other day. It was hilarious. I was driving down like Route 69 here in Connecticut, and like guy I can tell was like wanted to pass me. He was literally like this close to my bumper. That's what a thing people do here. They just love to like follow you like 2 inches from your bumper because they want to get by you. Even if it's not a passing lane, they still want to get past you. And I've been driving, and all of a sudden a curve comes up, and he decides to pass me on a curve, which is like the most dangerous thing you could do as a driver, by the way. Like the most dangerous thing. He literally just buzzed it. I'm like, okay, dude.
Yeah, your funeral.
All right, if you want to get on a head-on collision, you know, it's all good. Yeah, it's your prerogative, but like, goddamn, man.
You can pass him waving like the queen.
Yeah, I'm like,
bye. See you later.
Go ahead, man.
Have fun.
Go have fun. And yep. It's hilarious. It's either like the guys with their like tricked out Subarus, or like the guy in the big pickup truck that always does it too. It's never.
Oh, it's always the jacked up truck. Are you kidding me?
It's always one
Dodge
of those two.
Ram, fucking bright ass lights, like in your face.
It's the Dodge Ram with that 1-foot lift kit on it. With the tailpipe.
Underneath.
Yeah, exactly. With the tailpipe the size of a garbage can.
A sewer pipe, yes.
Yeah, it's like a garbage can on the back of that thing.
Right in your ass and revving up. Yes.
Yeah.
Compensation.
Yeah. Oh yes. Oh, very much so.
Me off. I'm just like,
okay, bye. So to shift to music question for a little bit, what would you say is one of the craziest things that have happened to you in the music industry so far, that you can account?
Auto Zip Zero.
Crazy is good or bad?
Any either or, just in general, like maybe both. I don't know. Give me both.
Well, I guess something that's kind of funny is you know, like typically, or what you would hope as like a band is like you have like really loyal fans.
Oh boy.
And very early into like our band like getting together, like we got some really amazing fangirls, but those fangirls just happened to be like 60-year-old men.
Oh boy.
ooh.
Which I mean, I don't know, which makes sense. I don't know if you've heard our band, like we've got like a very like 60s 70s like inspired like rock music, which
there's a lot of prog rock kind of influence, and I can imagine that those guys are kind of like seeing that. And
oh yeah, it totally like resonates with like the older crowd for sure. Like we get some really awesome compliments, actually. Like one of the last shows we were at, like one guy was just like, yeah, you guys are like Janis Joplin if she had a metal band, you guys are like Diana Ross if she had like a rock band. So like they really appreciate that stuff because like it goes back to like what they listened to when they grew up. So to be able to listen to that kind of music when it's live, like people appreciate it. But one of these guys in particular appreciates it like way too much.
Oh no.
Oh
There you go.
no.
He ended up being like pretty cool at first, and our guitarist is, like he's a trusting guy.
Oh, Preston
So
is a wonderful human.
yes, amazing guy. But he gave him his phone number and
boy.
like was like communicating with him like outside of like shows and stuff like that. And one day like he was like, "Hey, Allie, Greg wants your phone number," and I was just like, no. If Greg wants to get in contact with me, I'll be more than happy to talk to him like through our band email or through like business like ways or at the show. Like,
Oh no.
so at some point it just got more and more like boundaries crossed. So like he would ask for phone numbers, he would sit next to us like at the merch tables, like during shows.
Snatched up.
He had asked for like handwritten like lyrics of like all of our songs because
Wow.
he's a collectible kind of guy.
Whoa.
And then at one time he actually tried to follow Tristan home.
Oh,
What?
Yeah, he followed Tristan and his girlfriend home just to see like where they live.
Jesus Christ.
And he actually tried to follow me home, but I live obviously in the sticks, so he didn't follow me for too far.
He gave up after a while. He's like,
He gave up.
I'm not even going out here. Like,
Yeah. After like 10 minutes, he gave up. But yeah, we haven't seen him in a while. But yeah, that was our like first experience with like a crazy like fangirl.
Wow.
Why do I just hear Herbert the Pervert's voice?
Like,
describing him?
Oh,
my-
yes.
That's unreal. Oh my god.
He's character. for
Yeah,
sure.
character is one way to put it.
That's
Yeah.
a compliment.
That's
I
a nice
guess.
way of putting it. Wow. Followed home is that's like another level of like boundary crossing. That's like, oh my god.
Yeah, I think I don't know. Maybe he might have felt like it was okay because
Yeah.
lo and behold, he actually lives a block away from Tristan, so he actually lives in Tristan's neighborhood.
Well, there you go.
And obviously, like they were talking on the phone and stuff like that. But Tristan ended up getting some like really creepy voicemails and had to like kind of tell him you need to calm down. But yeah, if you ever want to like talk to Tristan about that, like he absolutely loves talking about it, and he's an amazing storyteller when it comes to Greg the fangirl.
I 100% need to like text him about this because that is just like
you absolutely should. It's great TV.
Oh my god, that's wild. Ashlyn, what about you?
What do you mean? What about me?
I mean, like what were some of the craziest things that you've encountered so far?
Like negative, like that I could say that's like podcast friendly.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Oh,
yeah, that might have to be, another story for another
incriminate
time.
you in some sort of way.
PG-13.
Yeah, or yeah, very well. But I guess like the craziest thing, like in a really positive light, I was on the radio in Nashville twice. Wow. The first time was when my first single released this past January, and I was on the radio twice that day. Blind Horse Blues played twice that day, and like that was like the best TikTok I ever had. Like my reaction to hearing myself on the radio.
Oh yeah, I remember this. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I was on it again like 2 weeks later, I think, or almost a month later. And they played 2 of my songs, and I did like an interview on 96.7 Yoko in Nashville.
Wow, that's awesome, man.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
So sick. It was such a cool day. Coolest thing. I was so scared. I literally got up from the chair and I was like sweating in my seat. I was like, oh my god.
Oh god, I would have been
hide it.
I would have been a wreck. I would have literally had to like, I need to go put some deodorant on. Right back. Like,
I gotta go change real quick. Sorry, guys.
Well, there goes that shirt. Like,
give me 1 sec.
Like, oh god,
really?
I need my anxiety meds like right now.
Oh, dude,
like right now.
Where's my stress ball?
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, that's crazy though. That I don't know. That's like a really big radio station down there, right? Like.
Yeah, it was awesome. And then the host that night ended up inviting me to a party. Oh, and wow. It was the opening of Daniel Diamond's store in Nashville. And Daniel Diamond is a stylist for like Carrie Underwood, Shania
Oh,
Twain, Miranda
whoa.
Lambert, Gwen
Whoa.
Stefani, like it's very impressive. And he kind of like, I guess, patented the denim jackets that have the really sparkly fringe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so like that's what he's known for, Daniel Diamond. And so I ended up booking another night in the hotel that I was in. Because I had class the next day. I was supposed to go home that day.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, okay.
I was like, fuck
Like,
that.
hell no. Like, I'm
Yeah, hell no. Hell no. Dr. B will understand. He will.
He'll understand. Don't worry.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I was like, Wes, book another night. And totally agreed. He was like, I ain't got nothing to wear. There's something on my pants. And I sat there.
Wow, that's an excuse.
Yeah, my boyfriend, he's got that redneck accent, but
Goddamn.
so I had to sit there and scrub his Wranglers for like 2 hours because they were dirty from the night before we went downtown. We thought we only had one night in Nashville, so we went downtown, got fucked up.
Hell yeah.
Tell me you went mudding at least.
Oh, I have been mudding, but I didn't
Okay,
go
good.
mudding in Nashville.
I would have. Fuck it.
Hey, maybe one day when I'm living there. But yeah, that was a crazy night. There was a lot of people there. I felt like I was the only person there who wasn't like verified on Instagram. Like it was crazy. They really thought I was somebody, and they were complimenting my dress. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, this was $30. You know?
Yeah, this is from Walmart.
I don't know about that, but I did dress up, but it was like, oh
Like-
my God, I've never been around anything like that. And I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever done.
It's like, yeah, I would have been like, is this real? Like, am I like
Yeah,
actually
true.
here right now?
It didn't
Or
feel real. It didn't
Exactly.
feel like a real moment, but it was
like,
crazy.
like Ricky Bobby, I don't know what to do with my hands right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do right now. I'm just gonna stand here.
That's crazy. That's so awesome, man. How about you, Gunnar? What I know, you've been I know with music it hasn't been as much, but like, and obviously with Bella, I'm sure like you've had some interesting
Oh man.
stories too. So,
Oh crap. Actually that is funny because I was gonna say for me, nothing, because I'm pretty inactive with what I do. Like I've been literally working on like the same song for maybe 2 or 3 months just because I've been just kind of too busy with life stuff. But the one thing, actually there's like a few things that really stick out in my head with my girlfriend, because she was in another band before she did her own solo stuff.
Right. Yeah.
And I remember I was like, I'm like her videographer and photographer, right? So I always go to everything that she does. I always take photos, I always take video, and she edits them and posts them on YouTube, whatever. And I remember this one gig, it was in downtown Toronto. It was like really late and stuff like that. It was really like really small, like kind of bar area. I forgot the name of it. And there was like these group of like, maybe it was like 3 or 4 people. And they kind of walk in, like when someone has that like that cocky walk,
Yeah.
they kind of walk in, they think they're all of that.
They
and
own
all
the
that's-
place, right?
Exactly.
That aura is kind of given off, right? Yeah.
Right. And so, I kind of look over and I go, oh, great. And like, here we go. Like some guys are going to try to start something. And I'm not the kind of guy to like stand around for that kind of stuff, especially for this, because they'd like, in my head, I always think like, okay, don't, right? Because you never know who's there and like kind of who's who.
Right.
And they walk right up to the front of the stage and they're just staring her down, up and down, all 3 of them, and all of her bandmates. And I'm really good friends with all of them. They all saw the same thing. And it was hilarious because you can all see them at the same time start watching and playing at the same time, watching these guys walk by. they're staring her up and down, looking at her, like kind of giving her like the yeah, see me in the back kind of thing. And I'm just watching these guys going, what the hell are these guys doing? And then after that, I think the guy who organized the gig walked in the back and I didn't see those guys again. So I don't know what he said or what he did.
Wow. So yeah, they clearly was like noticed.
Oh yeah, no, like you can visually see everybody just staring at him going, what the hell, you ain't supposed to be here. Because like her band was more, I wouldn't really say punk rock, but it was definitely in the rock genre.
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So like you can tell those guys were like kind of like people like me, like they listen to like hip hop and R&B or some kind of stuff like that. So it was just kind of when you saw me, we were just they were out of place for sure. um oh god, there are so many of that kind of stuff. There's also one too. She was playing in her band, and this also like really small bar. It's kind of where more bikers go.
Yeah.
And like these two biker dudes come up to the front of the stage while she's singing one of her songs, and they start headbanging as hard as they could in front of her. And I mean, like it was just wild. And after she got done with the song, you hear three guys go, "Yeah!" And it was just all quiet after that, and everyone was like, "What the hell?" All right, they're having fun. But that's the funniest stuff for me, is just that kind of stuff.
That's so wild.
Especially going, like I said, I go to all of her stuff. I used to, because I was, again, photographer, videographer. Like I had to go to take the photos. So just kind of the stuff that you see there is just so wild. But for me specifically, I don't really have anything really special, just other than when I finally, like when her and I did a TikTok together finally and stuff like that. And then Lawrence kind of hit me up and was like, "Oh wow, you do music too?" I was like, "Man, I just play video games and put my music up against it." Like that's that's the only thing special that I do. And then when Lawrence was like, "Oh, you should come do that thing," I was like, "Oh, cool." I'm down. I ain't got nothing special, but I'm down.
Yeah, so you got your first podcast out of the way. That was your first interview, so you got that done.
Yeah, man. And again, I'm a boring ass person, so I ain't got nothing special going on.
You don't give yourself enough credit, but
right. That's exactly what that is.
Yeah. But my next question is, what is something that you would like to see change in the music industry as it is right now?
That's a good ass question.
I've got a good answer for that.
Right. Shoot.
I would probably say, I don't exactly know when it started, but something, and I don't know if it's the same from where you guys live, but I would say a big problem in the music scene here in Michigan is there's a lot of people out there that will take advantage of up and coming like artists, and usually that is wrapped around the idea of paying to play. So definitely, like with our band, we see value in what we do. Like we put a lot of time and energy into writing our music, learning covers, putting a performance together so that people enjoy themselves when we're on stage playing. And we think that is value that should be paid versus us having to pay a promoter or a venue to get on the stage. Like sometimes it's like they make it seem like, oh, I'm doing you a favor by allowing you to be at my venue. But in reality, we're doing you a favor. Like we're giving you entertainment. We're probably not getting paid nearly as much as we should to be giving that entertainment. And a lot of the times, like I said, the promoters will take advantage of these up and coming artists, making them feel like this is just the norm and this is the way it should be. Which I would tell any artist who's trying to be on stage, like if there's any promoter that's telling you, hey, you need to sell 40 tickets and hand me like $400 to $600 the night of the show, when you're brand new, that this is the norm and this is normal and this is what you should be doing, it's not. So never take a deal like that.
I am so in agreement with you, and I've talked about this on the show before. I just think that whole concept is absolutely ludicrous, and the fact that promoters try to even pull this shit and people actually play into it is just bad, and it's just going to give them more and more, power to do this if you just keep feeding into it. When I was younger, and I'm sure me and a lot of people kind of goofed on Metallica when the whole Napster suit happened. When they sued Napster, and everybody kind of made fun like, oh, Metallica's money hungry, and they're wow, why are they suing Napster? We're just trying to listen to the music on there. But no, these guys had a point, and the point was that the music landscape just began to change at that very moment, because all of a sudden the power is starting to leave the artists, and what's happening is the power is starting to get transferred over to everyone else. And that's when this leads to situations like Allie has explained, because now the power has for so long left the artist, I believe, because since that time period when music started becoming like so available everywhere, it was like you kind of lost your leverage a little bit, I think, as an artist. Your leverage kind of got lost. And and I think promoters know this in the deep mind of that they know that there's so many artists now that just have to try to go out and play, that they go, well, all right, well, you're gonna have to pay me to get on now. Like it's not, no, I'm not paying you anymore. You're paying me to get exposure. Like that's the catch 22 now. And like I said, it kind of started in those early 2000s days when, with the dawn of downloadable music. And then Metallica, like I said, like Metallica kind of had a point, like suing them. It didn't look popular at the time, and it wasn't for many years, but the guys, they had a point. And it's, I think that's kind of led to what the problems that now that Allie explains is playing live music, and that taking advantage of, because that power dynamic just kind of got shifted big time this last 20 years. The 20 years has been the power dynamic has completely changed.
Oh, definitely.
In the music scene.
It's almost kind of like hard and difficult to explain to people why they need to pay for things like nowadays, especially when it comes to music.
Right.
So like a lot of the times, like you'll get a lot of people who are like, oh, it's $25 for a shirt, or oh, it's like $20 to come see you play.
Right.
It's like when you set that precedence of like, if you are a starting out band and you started as pay to play, not only are you telling people that you can come and see me for free, but you can get my services for free, but also you're going to get money from me,
exactly.
and not even have to pay me anything. So, well, yeah, that's why merch is so expensive, because I'm not making any money any other way. Which most of our fans and most of the people that come to see us understand that, but we've seen like a lot of other bands like get flack for having expensive merch or trying to get out of the pay to play game, where it's like, okay, now you actually have to pay me to get me to play. And it's a like an up and down battle a lot of the times, like trying to bring legit value to like your music nowadays because of the way that everything works.
Right. And I also blame some of the blame I also shift to the public education system as well, because of such the de-emphasis on the arts in general has led to these narratives of, oh, this is not a thing you can do, like you can't, this isn't a real thing you can do, like all this other stuff we're teaching you is like more important, that this stuff not really worth it, your time, like you're wasting your time, it's not worth. And that stuff gets implanted, and it's like and that leads to those societal beliefs that like that art is becoming devalued, and it's like
right.
And then it just makes it the whole thing even worse, because then you got those people that go and like, oh, $25 for this, that's like, it's like, and they don't think about all why that's happening now, because they've been told so long like, oh, the art is really not that big of a deal, and it's like, why should I have to pay this, for said. Yeah.
And if I can add on to that too, that's interesting you say that, because at least where I live, I don't know how many years ago, but there was a premiere. Her name was Hazel McCallan, and she actually like enforced that the arts need to be funded. And so like she actually like made everybody like, no, like we're paying for art, because if these kids want to learn something, whether it be like actual like art or music or dance or anything like that within that realm, like it needs to be fully funded, because if it's not, then what else can these kids do if that's what they want to do, but they can't do it in school? So I can agree on that.
Yeah, it's I think it's definitely a very, very big problem right now, is just that power dynamic in music. It just completely springboards it off, Allie's original point, but it's a big root issue that has led to many of those smaller issues like that.
Mhm.
And it's piling up, and I think that's what is making music a very hard thing to pursue now,
Mhm.
in general. But Ashlyn, what's something that you would want to maybe change in
The first thing that I think about is, I mean, nowadays it's like you have to release singles pretty much exclusively, just singles. And, you know, a lot of people don't really follow that rule, and I respect that. I want to get to a place where I can also do that. But like, there's just so much more to say in an album. And like, you know, songs are great, singles are great, and you know, where would we be without them? But like, I just miss the days where you'd sit and you'd listen to an album in its entirety, like beginning to end. And I feel like we will get back to a place where that's like more popular. But yeah, that's definitely the first thing I think about.
Oh, I couldn't agree more.
Good one.
That's a great one.
Yeah, it's definitely a lost art in terms of, I mean, it's not, maybe not a lost art, but it's just definitely not
Misinterpretive.
common. Yeah, it's not as common as it used to be.
Mhm.
It's you know, a lot of it, again, it's attention spans now. So much
Yeah.
shorter. So much shorter.
Same.
So much
All
shorter.
that micro content is just like changing everything.
Oh yeah, it's like, yeah, it's instant gratification now, you know, it's everything we are in that generation now. And you know, albums are, you know, something you have to sit through, and a lot of people don't want to do that, you know. People, they have the attention span for a 15-second TikTok video, and that's like a lot of times that's it. And it's
Not even that sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes just one.
yeah. No, I know it's hard for people to focus, you know, and it's like I think a lot of people see an album as almost like a Herculean task for them sometimes. It's like, oh my God, I have to sit
Yeah.
here and
Well,
consume this.
Sorry to interrupt you, but the way I think
No.
about it is like when, like, back in the day, like okay, good example is Metallica. Back in the day, like if you listen to like the older albums and stuff like that, you can really listen to like the thought process behind it, because like Ashlyn said, with it just only being singles, it's always rushed. Like it's always kind of like, okay, I posted this one 3 months ago, I have about a month and a half left, like I gotta really start thinking. And sometimes it's not even that. Sometimes it's just like, you know, it's like, okay, you have this time frame and that's it. And then, you know, whether or not you post more on social media, then your whole algorithm is screwed up, and then you won't start getting pushed anymore. And it's,
Don't get me started on
yeah,
the algorithms. Oh God, don't.
yeah. Well,
God.
no, you know, like it's more of that. And I think that if people were to give artists more time to really sit down and do their music, we would get a lot more good content like we did back in early 2000s.
It's funny that you say that, Gunnar, because I know you're gonna relate to me on this too. As a gamer, I think the same exact
I know exactly where you're going.
The same exact thing is happening in the gaming industry.
Oh God,
Everything is push it out the door. I don't care if it's half finished, push it out.
Just
Get
look
it
at
out.
Cyberpunk.
Just
Look at
release
Cyberpunk.
Just release it. I don't care. Oh, it's 25% done. Who cares? Just stay overnight, work another 24 hours, get it to like 30% done. We'll just do DLC downloadable content after,
Yeah.
you know.
Like, release it for free.
We'll fix it later. All right. Like let them buy it now. We'll fix it later.
Exactly.
Like, it's all right. Whatever. That is exactly. And like, I think that's such a good parallel to make now, because then I think it definitely that you could see that happening in music a little bit too. And a lot of it now it's spent on the window dressing aspect of the song, of the, oh, here's the crazy TikToks I made to promote this, and you know, like here's the big, I don't know, the press, all that stuff. It's like I almost feel like there's a lot more time being spent on that than the actual song itself sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Some of the stuff I see on there, it's like, wow, I'm like, I don't know, it almost feels like you spent more time doing all that other stuff than on the actual song itself, you know. And it's you know, and I think that's, you know, we, like I said, we're running into that same problem in the gaming industry too, where you know, it's the big hype machine, but like, are we really delivering on our promises?
Don't even get me started.
Are we doing right by the people consuming this art? Like, are we like,
Right.
you know, like, are we just pushing it out there just to get it out? Or, you know, are we really taking our time and so are we spending our like hard, you know,
It's about
worthwhile
money.
time on this? And, you know, that's such a big problem in game, and especially in, you know, obviously the AAA games, it's a big problem right now.
It's about
It's
money. It's
yeah.
all it's about. It's all about money.
Whereas indie games, you know, it's a lot more, you know, it's a lot less like that with indie games because of the, you know, there's not that extreme pressure, you know, that you're facing from like a multi-million-dollar studio, you know.
Cheapness of it. It's the cheapness of it
Right.
to make it, to produce it.
Yeah, and the time, like you said, it's time.
Yeah.
And it's all in that time aspect of it. And yeah, no, I definitely think that's a really good comparison to make, really, because it just reminds me so much of that going on rampant right now in video gaming. And it's a big part of the reason why I've really fallen out of gaming in the last few years or so, because everything just feels so passionless and like so, I don't know, it's just soulless. It's very soulless.
Yep.
Pushed out for, you know, the sake of being pushed out. You know, Nintendo for me is one of the few that really sticks to their core values, you know, and they take their time, and you know, but you don't see a lot of that now. It's
right. No, I agree
not
with
as
that.
common as it used to be. I feel like
I've been through the ringer, man. Trust me.
Yeah. So for you, Gunnar, like what's your take, you know, music industry wise? Like what do you think needs to change?
As odd as it's going to sound, that's the stigmatism behind the genre, I guess, because like every genre has its own kind of, people have their own opinion on it and their own thought press behind just the genre, not the people who are making the music. Like for example, like I listen to like almost only like hip hop, R&B, rap. Like that's kind of like my main go-to. And there are, of course, like heavy metal, rock, country, all that kind of stuff. Like, but like a lot of just what people think about, like it's like as soon as they hear that certain band from that certain genre, like that's it's gonna be garbage. Trust me. Like nobody can produce good music out of that industry, or like it's only gonna be like, no, that's the only good one because that's the only genre with talent in it. And so that's kind of like my take on it, is that people need to kind of think a little bit more about who's making what and what's being produced out there. And along with too, like this might be controversial, I guess, but like the writers or like the singers and the bands writing their own songs, not being forced into singing and playing a song that was like, in their opinion, it's like, nah, this to me isn't that good. But the producer's like, nah, I'm paying you, you're making money, you're gonna play what I write, and that's it. You know, there have been a lot of songs out there in any genre where you can just tell that it was not that person writing that song. It just sounds so horrible.
Oh God, yeah.
You know,
That's like 95% of the songs that get viral, that go viral all of a sudden on TikTok. And I'm like, yeah, I'm like, I don't think you wrote that.
Yeah.
like, I'm pretty sure that was
comes across so inorganic.
Yeah, exactly. It's just very like, I don't know, it's just very like computer-esque. It's just like they Google search random words, put it together, they look up what's the most trending topic out there. Oh, sad songs. Oh, perfect. Okay, whatever, let's make something about some BS out there, like, you know, something on the news or whatever. And that's just, I don't know, to me, I always comment on every song that I hear that I don't know.
Yeah,
I can tell it wasn't written.
There, I think there's right now, and that's, I love that point. There's a lot of what out there right now, what I like to call auto-generated Phoebe Bridgers songs, and it's like somebody threw like her whole discography into like a blender, and they just got like random parts out of it, and was just like, oh yeah, there it is. and
there you go.
Yeah, and it's like, I think, and I think though it's not just her, it's like a lot of certainly these artists, and they kind of just do the same thing. Like you said, it's like they almost throw it into like an AI machine, and they go like, yeah, like, oh, let's make something that's close to this. And you know, it's like, what is this? Yeah, does this like meet the criteria of like what people are looking for on this platform. It's become more of like, yeah, I don't know, like factory, you know,
Yes.
it's factory produced.
Yeah, it's just written by computers at that point, because
Right.
all those producers do is look up what's doing well, and they just go based upon that. And some writers do too, but the point is that the writers actually put thought into it. And if we go back onto the subject of putting time into your music, then that's when well written music gets put out, is when people put the time and they do their research on,
Yeah.
okay, what's doing well, can I relate to this, can I not relate to this, like I don't
Yeah.
know.
And honestly though, I have the utmost respect for songwriters that don't really play their stuff and write for
Yes.
other people, because I think that's a very noble and very much of an ego check move, I think, because that is hard to
Yes.
do,
Yes.
to be like, here's my stuff, you do what you will with it. And
Yes.
I yeah, obviously you get paid, obviously you get royalties, of course, in that process. But I think as a human being, I think that is like a very tough thing to do that. I mean, and to be able to do that. And I do respect the hell out of people who do actually write the songs, what the good ones, I should say, not
Right.
the ones that are really bad, but but
Well,
obviously art is subjective, but there's are some just
yes.
really bad songs. I'm sorry. Like,
Well, like this is how I looked at it too. Like, look at Charlie Puth. Charlie Puth writes a lot of people's songs actually, and he makes really, really well produced music in my opinion. There have been some up and downs, and he's just one of those guys that he just says, you know what? Hey, I have the song. Do you want to do it? Those artists look it over and they say, yeah, I'll absolutely. And then a well-produced song comes out of it.
Yeah, no, I mean, say what you want about Charlie Puth. He really does know how to make a well-produced hit, like
Oh God, yeah.
he's a very, very much like, he's very much on the ball with that, in terms of writing a song structure and
Turn
everything.
you on like a light switch.
Attention is still a fucking banger though. I don't care what anybody says.
Oh yeah.
That
Yeah,
is like
yeah.
like such a great tune. Like, I'm not even a big Charlie Puth guy, but like that song is like awesome.
Yep.
And yeah, no, so like guys like him are are very important, I think, in the industry too. We have to respect that as well. So I don't want to trash the whole like ghostwriting thing, because I don't think I definitely don't think it's a bad thing.
No, absolutely.
And it's funny because like I chalk it up to like, even we're going way back, like I mean, yeah, Bob Dylan wrote, all along the Watchtower, right? Like, but it wasn't his version that got famous. Jimi Hendrix, obviously his version really was the one that took off and everything. But Bob put that structure in place, like, for Jimmy to really run with that song. But the bass line, that's all Bob, like that. Dylan did that, and he put the the building blocks in place for Jimmy to really, do something special with it. So, and he can't be, not, forgotten about in terms of that. So, it's important to have those types that can do that, can just write a song, and, it can transfer to someone else, and someone else can do it. It's hard to do that. So,
Oh no, most definitely. I think I don't write songs at all. I have no participation in that, like, whatsoever. I know Bella does that all the time, and she's been doing that for so many years. But I just know that it is sometimes like you can get writer's block is a real thing. I know that like for sure. And sometimes that even comes down to like what I do a little bit. Like I get like I don't even know how to say it. I get like what's the word I'm looking for? I guess
creator's
beat
block.
blocked.
Yeah, well,
beat blocked.
Creator's block generally. Yeah. General creator's block. Right.
So like, but yeah, people who write, like, it doesn't matter what you do. If you write the music, it's really good. But I just think that if artists had more say in their songs, it would do a lot better sometimes.
Oh, no, I agree. I definitely agree. There's definitely a big subsection of that I think we are dealing with in the industry right now, especially with major labels. That's definitely a big issue that happens for sure. So yeah, I agree. But have you ever thought about you and Bella doing like music together? Is that something you've ever considered doing?
He-
Seeing as you kind of can be like the yin to her yang in terms of like,
Man,
music to the lyrics,
that is actually so hilarious that you mentioned that. Because coming into this, Bella actually told me to mention she's actually writing a song for me to sing. She wants me to
Really?
try to do it. Yeah. So she's writing a song for me. And I just said, like, oh, well, if you write it, I can put the beat to it. But I think it's just easier because my stuff is more like you got to be high to listen to it. So like, like the lyrics won't work, but that's pretty funny that you say that. We have done like just a simple cover of like an Ed Sheeran song, just because that's the only one from the Lord of the Rings that I can sing to I guess to her standpoint, a decent amount.
Oh,
But yeah, that's pretty funny that you mentioned that because she's been working on one for a while now.
oh, that's awesome. And I'm like really happy to hear that. Like, you are gonna sing on it?
Uh, all I can say is that you will hear a dying horse,
Oh
and that
man.
will be me. All I gotta say.
There's guys with like okay voices that are not even okay voices that have gotten very, very good, and very famous because they're able to make the most out of it.
Like I
So
said,
don't
it's gonna-
don't put yourself. You're not Machine Gun Kelly, all right? Trying to do System of a, you're not Machine Gun Kelly trying to do System of a Down over here. Like, let's not
Dude, that's so
Damn.
bad.
let's
Damn.
not get that
Damn. No, okay. Like I said, whenever you hear it, just don't call 911.
twisted.
And don't let your neighbors hear it because they will instantly go, yeah, we need a medic.
Yeah,
I don't know, someone's dying.
I don't know. Like I said, after I heard that, I don't think you could ever possibly be that bad. So I think that's like a level that I don't know if anyone quite will ever achieve again. Or
Damn, MGK getting called out.
yeah,
I like it.
yeah. No, it was almost bad in like a funny way. I think it was like
Oh, absolutely.
it's just like a painfully just like, but like you have to keep watching it as he's like dragging on his joint on the Howard Stern show, just like
Absolutely.
trying to be this weird Surge
Punk?
like copycat. I don't know. It was painfully bad.
What he does, what is it, pop punk or something like that, punk pop or whatever that genre is.
I mean, if we're gonna loosely call it that, I mean, I think that's a stretch.
Damn.
I blame Travis Barker for all of this. He encouraged Travis Barker encouraged
Yeah.
all of this, and then it just spiraled out of control from there.
But Travis Barker's a pretty good actually sometimes.
I mean, Travis Barker is good, but like I just said, he encouraged this. He made this
Yeah.
happen. Like, and he was like, yeah, man, you can do this. And it's like,
Don't worry, I'll back you up on all of them.
Yeah,
Halfway
yeah,
through,
no,
he's like, dude, I'm out.
it's like,
See you later.
I made like, why did you do this? Why did you let this happen? It was funny. I was talking to my buddy at work. He's like, yeah, Eminem dissed MGK so bad that he had to change genres.
after that last album, he said, "Nah, I'm out.
I gotta change genres now.
He's
I
like,
got to appeal to the pop punk crowd now."
Yeah, he's like, I don't know what I can do, but I got to do something. I got to make music somehow, make money.
Yeah.
A lot of the pop punk stuff that I've heard him do, to me, who grew up in that area of like early 2000s
Yeah.
emo punk
Yeah.
rock music, it almost seems like a caricature of what that music
Exactly.
used to be, and it's just so wild to me.
I mean, and it's like the guy could barely play guitar. It's like he barely knows what he's doing. I mean, like it's like
Same.
I mean, but it's like his undeserved confidence that he has doing all this is just amazing to me. I'm like, this guy just really thinks he's like this, like
Make it till you make it.
Yeah, no, he's definitely good at that. It's very good, for sure. I think
that dating Megan Fox made him have a big head. Now he thinks he can do it.
I don't know what happened there. All I know is that he's trying to impress her by trying to catch a knife in midair and stabbing himself in the hand. And it's like,
Same.
I'm like, Yeah, okay. Like it's
I mean, go
No.
off, I guess. Just,
Yeah, exactly.
they have vials of each other's blood now, and yeah, it's
it was him openly admitting he was attracted to 14-year-old girls for me. That was
Yeah.
I remember
that
that.
was the kicker. I was like, you know what? Can't stand
Ah.
behind that, baby.
following the pop punk way.
Yeah, exactly. Going down the right road for you, aren't you, bud?
Oh yeah.
He's taking the Jared Leto approach.
Oh,
Damn.
What? So I think that actually poses a very interesting question. What's the worst cover that you've ever heard of a song?
I'll let everybody else go first.
I don't know
know-
the MGK cover of
it-
System of a Down was really
and the
bad.
thing was like, and that was I was thinking about it, and I thought it may have been mine, but then I realized there was another one that exists, and that is Puddle of Mud's about a girl cover, and
That was the one I was gonna say too.
that just I think MGK's is like funny bad. Like there's at least some entertainment value in how bad it is. Like just between him like on the joints and then dragging the joint and then like just like trying to sing in 5 different keys, and it's just
Wait,
like
this joint situation, I don't know what y'all are talking about. What did he do?
he was on the Howard Stern show, and he had his like little band with him, and they like had a barely rehearsed version of Aerials by System of a Down basically ready, because I guess Howard wanted him to play some sort of cover, and he starts playing they start doing the song, and he's got a joint in his hand, and while he's like doing the cover between verses, he's just like he's just like
Can't wait 3 freaking minutes to hit your joint.
he's hitting the joint while he's like trying to
And it's
like
already halfway gone because it's just been sitting there burning the whole time.
yeah,
You just
yeah. It's like a
I mean,
halfway-
I understand, but like, Jesus.
maybe if you're high and you just forget that it's in your hands and go, oh shit, I still got a puff left.
Yeah.
yeah, like they even made he's like, yeah, we like barely rehearsed this.
Yeah,
I was like, respect.
Kind
like,
of not the song though to go on like
Yeah,
national
no.
television
It's just so
to
try hard.
barely rehearse with.
no, not at
Trying to
all.
impress people that he smokes weed. Like that's like
Yeah,
cool.
I think the Puddle of Mud cover though of Nirvana of About a Girl by Nirvana is like just bad. Like there's absolutely no redeeming qualities of it in any remote sense of the word. Like you were not ever remotely close to being good. Bad like that's how bad that cover
It's
is
really bad.
to me.
that's going down.
Like Wes Scantlin, I don't know what he thought he was hearing from his vocal cords in that series of events, but it wasn't good.
Maybe he did it on purpose, just
it-
to like
That inner
put
ear
Puddle
was-
of Mud back on the map.
His bandmates were literally like looking at him like,
I
what are you,
know.
like what key are you singing?
They're like, dude, get out of here. Just leave.
It sounded like he was being brutally murdered. It was just like yeah, it was bad. Please look it up if you like never seen it. It's
Oh, that's
hilarious.
the first thing I'm doing as soon as
Oh,
we drop
yeah,
this.
it's like painfully bad. I mean, I think I could sing better when I'm like 5 shots in of like whiskey. I honestly,
Oh God.
like
It's
bad.
It's so bad. It almost makes me think like he did it on purpose.
Yeah,
just
like,
to like
I'm
get
like
clout. Like
there's
bad
no
clout.
possible way you like could sing that and think you're even like remotely close to Kurt on that. I mean, like just it amazes me how bad that is. I'm curious if anybody else knows any other really bad ones that just like stick
Oh,
in your
God.
mind. Like,
Bad covers, just in general.
yeah.
So this one sticks out in my head. It was Metallica's cover of Prince's song. What is it? When Doves.
Oh my god! I forgot they did that. I totally forgot they covered that.
Dude, when they did Doves Cry, man, that hoy.
Yeah, I forgot they did that. It was like a live. They did that live,
Yes,
right?
they did
And I
it
think it was in
live.
Minneapolis. Yeah.
Yes. It was back in 2018.
Yeah,
Man, it was
yeah.
so bad.
I never even watched this yet. I know that I did hear about that, like this happened, but I never took the nerve to like even like watch it. And now I'm going to have to watch this now.
Oh, I can send you the link, man. I don't worry.
You know,
It was
Metallica is so funny to me because it's like their highs are so high, but their lows are just so low that it's just like
It's too much.
They are just like two different bands. It's like so funny to me. It's like they're bad and they're like good is just like two different levels. I am the table, you know. I mean, like, let's never. I mean, can we ever?
Don't.
That amazing lyric.
Love of God.
I am the table.
Love of God. Yeah, it's okay.
Yes, Saint Anger. What a great album.
That I'm not gonna comment. Anybody else? that was the best for me. Oh,
Not really a cover, but Fergie singing the national anthem.
Oh my God.
Always gives me a good giggle.
Oh my
Just
God.
watching all the reactions to it was like the best. Because like
everybody,
Draymond Green is just like,
yes, he's just like he's trying not to laugh.
He's like biting his lip like.
Oh my God. I remember watching that as a meme, Bella and I started laughing so hard, and she's like, is that her? I said,
like, oh, that's her.
I said, watch it. I'm like, and watch everyone else around. And you could just see like Steph Curry just kind of sitting there. He just starts chuckling.
He's like laughing.
That's a good one.
That's another one I totally forgot about. Yeah, no, I would absolutely consider that amongst the worst ever. Like how remotely off she was just like just unbelievable how bad. Like it just like, where were you? Like
where have you been?
It had to be on purpose.
Yeah, it was just like how like you recorded for that. How long is a singer? Like how?
It's almost impressive how bad she did it.
Yeah, it's just like
embarrassing.
Bad. All right. Well, like on the other side of the spectrum, though, good covers. Some of your favorite covers of original songs.
Speaking of Metallica, Miley killed "Nothing Else Matters."
She did do a very good job on that song.
That was good.
She also did good on the Cranberries one too. Zombie, she did good.
I love everything that woman does.
Yeah, no, I can agree with that.
Yeah, she's done some. I feel like Miley has done some very interesting things as of late. I know, like, and I mean that in a good way. Like, I was never a big huge fan of hers or anything. I know I'm gonna be like attacked by rabid dogs here, but no, like I feel like she is definitely made some interesting choices, and some of them were a little iffy, but like I appreciate that she stepped out of like the comfort zone and tried some like really different stuff, and it was like really cool that she did that. But yeah, no, I agree. I thought her cover of that was really good. She actually did a really good cover of Say Hello to Heaven by Temple of the Dog, believe it or not. Yeah, I was like, what? I'm like, she did what song? And she actually did a really good job. I'm like,
good.
I'm like, it's Temple of the Dog. I'm like, whoa, that's like you're really like that's
going out there.
That's not an easy song either to do something. And yeah, she did a hell of a job on that, God rest Chris Cornell's soul, but
oh yeah.
But
imagine.
Yeah, I know it is it's crazy. Like it is crazy to me like how many like musicians I feel like I grew up listening to are just like dead now. It's like it blows my mind. I feel like it's just so many have like just gone too soon.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. I often actually think about this too. I'm like, can you imagine if some of these people were still alive and the music they would be producing? How different it would be. Like I think the whole industry would just be way different.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think it's hard. Like I said, I've said before, being a creative in this industry, I think can really take a toll on your mental health a lot of times, and leads to some not so great choices that I think we can end up making, in terms of, obviously, there's the famed 27 Club, which is really eerie stuff. And, I mean, there's countless people that are, been in that or, just not even 27, just, way too young. I mean, just going and going. And it's a scary trend, in the industry,
right,
for sure. And, I think that's something we need to just going forth on here on out. I think we all need to be a little more aware of that. as I think creatives in general are very susceptible to self-medication. You know, it's kind of like the first thing you see. You're around, sometimes you're around, you know, parties, you're around whatever, you know, you're around not the best people, and you know, and it's easier than, you know, you're on the, a lot of times you're on the road 24/7, right? Like as a musician, you don't have the time to really be like, I'm going to go see a psychiatrist, or I'm going to go, you know, get a therapy session in. A lot of times you're thinking, oh shit, well, I gotta make ready for my next show. I gotta, or like, shit, I gotta get my studio time in, you know, like I'm not going to have this, or not going to have that. And
right.
I think the artists, we get sucked into that hole, you know, where kind of everything else is like become secondary, and including our minds. And I think that ends up what leads to a lot of this happening in music, unfortunately, is we get sucked into that black hole of creativity, which, and then it's like we kind of forget how to really just take care of ourselves. And
Right.
in the long run, you know, we're self-medicating, we're doing like really, like just really out of the ordinary things, you know. It's just like we kind of lost, you know, you kind of can lose touch of reality if you're not careful, you know, because you do it can end, you become the music, you know. And then sometimes you aren't much more beyond that if you're not careful. You know, and I definitely think, like, you know, say a Kurt Cobain, I think was one of the biggest very sad examples of this. And I had an article the other day. I'm gonna try to pull it up on my Facebook. Buzz Osborne was the lead singer of the Melvins, was very good friends with Kurt, went to school with Kurt, and had a gigantic influence on Kurt's music, which a lot of people sometimes don't realize. And he's a very big building block in how Kurt's music was. And he had an article, they had a Revolver talk to him, and he said, like, you know, they wanted to play music he wanted to play music from the get-go, you know. And he was at the very last show Nirvana played, and he said it was the last time he saw him. You know, I was pretty bummed out, not so much about the show, but about what was going around the whole thing. I didn't like a lot of the people who worked for him. I thought they were a bunch of assholes. He wasn't happy. The very last thing he ever said to me was, I should be just doing this solo. At that last show, I told him to leave, get out, run. He needed to get off drugs. If he wasn't on drugs, none of that would have happened. He could have had a future. He could have turned his life around. He would have been a wonderful person. It wouldn't have been easy, but he could have done it. I would have preferred that or no success whatsoever. I would be far happier if he had never had one iota of success and was still alive. Music and all that stuff means nothing to me above and beyond that. I'm sorry, but I refuse to be one of those people that's just going to go, it was great. I don't feel that way. And it offends me when people try to make it like that. This is not a happy story. He's dead and gone and over, and I'm not over it, you know? And so, and I think that is a very important perspective on this, because I do think we have, unfortunately, I think, romanticized this kind of thing where like Kurt Cobain was this big martyr, you know, and he was like, you know, oh, you know, he died to with this all this message he put in his music. No, like you're missing the point here. Like, no, this shouldn't happen. Like, that's not normal. Like, that shouldn't be a thing. Like, you shouldn't have to die in your 20s to be like, make some big impact on music.
Yeah.
It's not normal.
Yep.
Like, this
No.
isn't okay. Like, and I'm glad Buzz went, because Buzz has been a very, you know, he's one of the most realist guys out there. Like, when you interview him, he's going to tell you like straightforward. He's not going to give you bullshit about, you know, like a response like that. And I'm not surprised he said that, because that's, you know, like I said, Buzz is very straightforward in that, and it does rub people the wrong way sometimes, but he's right. It's like, this isn't happy. Like, this isn't like a good thing that happened. Like, this didn't, like, no, like he said, like he would have rather his friend be, you know, alive right now. You know, it's like, that's the end of the day. Like, you know, Kurt was a person, you know, he wasn't this big, you know, artist martyr, you know, like he still at the end of the day was a human being. And I think as creatives and songwriters and singers and whatever have you, I think we need to remember that. Yeah. And you can't forget that when you're doing this sort of thing, because when you do forget that, that's when things start to go very, very downhill. And you can't, absolutely, you need to separate yourself from the art sometimes. And And I
It's
think
also just really knowing how to set your own boundaries too, because there's so many different like aspects in the music industry that
right,
not a lot of people see. And I think for a lot of us who are artists, we are also people pleasers.
yeah,
We have to find that balance between like pleasing our fans, pleasing our family, pleasing our friends, and also knowing how to say no when there is a potential situation where we might be taken advantage of by a producer, by a booker, a promoter, somebody who's out for it for the money. Just watching out for like our own self-care and our own self-being, which I think a lot of the times it's really difficult to lose your way with that, because at at some points in time, like you get caught up in the light of like pleasing people, and or you get like a video that goes viral or a song that goes viral, you have like a really high moment and you just want to stay there.
hmm
And a lot of the times I've seen like my friends or I've seen myself like sacrifice mental health or well-being in order to stay there, which you always got to make sure that you keep your boundaries for sure.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's I think I definitely think like that's, you know, some, like you said, there's like that chasing the dragon sort of, you know, that term, you know, you use for heroin, you know, it's like, but I think it's a very much a well-rounded term for that sort of feeling, that sensation. It's like, whoa, like I want this, I need to keep this. And then like you said, that's when things go south, because you're chasing this feeling instead of like really just focusing on the important things, um sometimes it's better to, let that moment go and then just kind of make some more moments, that are organic and not like, at your own pace, and that's like, I think that's a lot healthier and a lot smarter. And I
Oh
think
God, yeah.
and I think in the long run you make better music that way too,
Yeah.
instead
Well,
of making some
of course.
half-baked thing to like, keep that momentum going, and while at the expense of just completely running yourself roughshod, it's not worth it. Because like at the end of the day, it's not going to lead to really pure good organic music from you, I think.
Yep.
Too,
Yeah.
and just, you can't, I think it's so much better to enter music with no expectations. You just got to create day to day, and see what comes out.
Stay creative.
Right. Just, be creative, but like, don't force it either. Just
Won't be
like,
as good.
right. Like whatever comes out, and I believe that, and it could be months at a time. Like Gunnar said, he's been working on a song for 3 months, and that's okay. Like, that is not a bad thing. Like, that's actually probably a good thing, because
Call me out.
if anything, no, if anything, I'm doing the opposite. I'm actually calling you out in a good way. Like, I actually think what you're doing is healthy. And yeah, some people are the types, they write songs in like 10 minutes, but sometimes some people aren't wired like that. And that's okay. Like, it doesn't matter. As long as you get there, and you take your time. Hell, fucking what? Frank Ocean makes like one album every 20 years, it seems like,
Yeah.
like,
Oh God, that's yeah.
well, like,
Yeah.
but damn, if they're not fantastic when they come out, like, he spent the time he needed to make it, and then sacrifice, hopefully he didn't sacrifice his, mental well-being, which I think it seems like he's pretty good at, and
Yeah.
and I think more artists need to follow that, because, I do get worried about some of my friends I do see on in the music community. I feel like there's a single and then it's like another one and another one and another one. I'm like, man, you're gonna burn yourself out.
Yeah. I always say
you
that
got to
too.
be very careful about doing that. I mean, it's like you said, Allie said, it's like you're chasing it, you're chasing it, you're chasing it. It's like you're pounding this out, and I'm God damn, I'm happy for you too. But at the same time, I worry. I'm like, don't blow the whole load, like, don't like just, burn yourself out to not zero. And then,
Right.
a lot of times that crash ends up being really bad.
Yeah.
That creative crash, when you make all that stuff, it's like almost, it can be devastating sometimes, to the point where you don't pick something up for like like over a year, sometimes
Right.
even worse. I mean, I think I've experienced it before myself, but I know people have gotten worse where, you know, you just like have all that inspiration, you just kind of just drive it out and force it and force it, and then you come down from that that chasing the dragon moment. I'm going to use that term again, and then you're like, whoa, what do I do now? And,
Right.
and then you are stuck, and you are in the ditch, you are in the mud hole, and you are like, how do I get out? How do I get out? And where do I find this again?
Yeah.
And
You know, it's funny you actually say that, because I actually mention that to Bella all the time too, is I just tell her, like, don't wear yourself out so much. Like,
right.
you know, like, she always tries to keep up with other people's schedules. Like, she's all about learning how everything works, so that way she can stay
Right.
up recommended and up and all that stuff. And I just tell her, I'm like, look, like, you're gonna burn yourself out. She's like, no, I'm fine, I'm fine. And then on, like, say for example, the day she has off and stuff like that, she's just totally burnt out. And then she's like, she just wants to relax and stuff like that. And then she's like, oh my God, like, I gotta do something. And I'm just like, you gotta relax though. Like, you can't burn yourself out. And I learned that with my job, because
Yeah.
I work construction, and I work, like, you know, 10 hours. I work 10-hour days, 6 days a week at some points. And you know, there was one point where I worked for 3 or 4 months straight, like every day, only one day off. And I just
my
was like,
God.
look, I can't do this. Like, I got to take some in between,
Yeah.
relax. And I was burning myself out really bad. Then I kind of put myself into a really shitty mood and stuff like that. So I kind of learned from that aspect on that.
Wow. That's crazy. It's like, I can't even imagine working 3 months straight. I would be
Man.
like, oh my God, I don't
That's
even know.
a good point to like bounce off too, is I don't think a lot of people really understand that, because the way the industry and music is right now, where it's not a place where you can really be profitable.
Right.
Even when you get to a certain point, it still cannot be profitable. There's like 2 major bands in Michigan right now, like up and coming major bands. So like the ones I can think of is No Resolve and Eva Under Fire. Like they've got like their music all over the place, and they're touring, and yet many of the members in that band still work like day jobs.
Yeah.
Like it's so different now, because the people that you see on stage are more than likely working some type of full-time job, part-time job, or an additional job on top of all the work that they're doing into music. So like when I'm about to be going to Hawaii for 2 weeks, I'm shutting my phone off. I'm making it a goal to
Yeah.
shut my phone off so I don't work while I'm on my vacation, because if I
Right.
don't, there's going to be messages constantly. Like there is no break like in music anymore, when you're on the internet constantly answering people, like fans or people on
Right.
Instagram, Facebook, booking shows, like doing that all in between like my day job. So it's like it's more than a 24/7 like hour job, like being a musician
Oh,
now.
God.
And you're doing like so many things that you didn't expect that you'd be doing. Like, okay, I'm a musician, I should be writing music, recording music, and performing music. No, you're a social media guru, you're an
Yeah.
influencer,
Right.
you're a content creator, you're a photographer, a videographer,
Yeah.
you're a equipment technician, like you're everything.
Yeah.
So it's not a job for
The faint
like
of
the
heart.
faint of heart, for
Yeah.
sure.
No, it's not. It's a lot. It's a
Exactly.
lot of, you have to have like the Batman utility belt essentially of
Go
like
gadget.
yeah, just like, and yeah, you have to be Inspector Gadget essentially, right? Of like just everything, you have to do the Swiss Army knife. Like
Exactly.
it's hard unless till you get signed to like a major label, when they finally provide all those resources for you. It's like no one else is really going to do it for you, you know, unless you have some really good friends, or you know, like that
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
really willing to pitch in. And if you do, God bless you, they are amazing, and don't ever let those people go. And and you should be very grateful for them, because you know not a lot of people are like that. So they were very few and far between.
Oh yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah. That's another thing too. It's like you got to be very careful about, you know, people you surround yourself with, of course. You know, a lot of us think we have supporters until you do something like this, and take this plunge.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
You very quickly find out who your real friends are.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sure Allie and I'm sure all of you guys kind of have a little bit of experience with that, and,
Oh yeah.
and I know Allie, especially with the band, I know I'm sure is, and then Ashlyn with, your radio stuff and everything that's happened. I'm sure you've had your instances where, people you thought you know, you were cool with, weren't really you're cool with, and too, and or when it comes time for like, hey, support me, and hey, maybe throw something my way, and then it's like you get red. It's
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
it's definitely a double-edged sword with that too, because like I'm also a really empathetic person, so I try to understand like where other people are coming from, and like at the end of the day, like for me personally, like I have really good relationships with a lot of people like in the music industry, and obviously I have like my own friends and family. It just seems like in most cases, like the people that you think that were going to support you the most end up being like the least involved in the whole musical process. And to an extent, it's understandable because everybody's got lives, everybody's stressed out. Like the state of the world right now is not ideal for a lot of people.
no.
And like it sometimes it doesn't come down to not so much them being like a good friend to you, it's just juggling their own like life at like problems and things that are going on. But no, there's definitely been like some people like in the industry who, like as I mentioned before, like will be all cool with you. They say, like you got something great and I want to help you do that and get far and stuff like that, but at the end of the day they're just trying to take advantage of you and see if they can grab a quick cash grab.
Yeah, or they're
And
burying you behind your back. It's either
oh
one of
yeah,
those.
yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like, definitely in the music industry, it almost feels like you have to like walk on your tiptoes a little bit and watch what you say
Yeah.
every here and there because uh, I don't know, like it's so weird. Like with our rock like community, it seems like it's hard to have like an opinion on things sometimes, and
Oh, yeah.
sometimes it's better just to stay
Yeah.
neutral. Um,
Yeah.
because then if you're not neutral, one day somebody's making a video about you and posting it on
Yep.
Facebook and trying to like put you
Yep.
on blast,
No.
and it's like, okay, well I do not have time for
Yeah.
that.
Well,
Exactly.
that's why I'm glad like you and like guys in like Forge Sun are like so like like I mean not Forge Sun, I mean now Stage Drive. Jesus, I've been up too long clearly.
Same.
This you guys and Stage Drive are like so cool with each other. It's because I'm like it's like so nice that like there's some supportiveness, and like that's actually a nice thing to see, in this industry where a lot of people are trying to one up the other person, when I think it'd be better just we did that,
Yeah.
just be like, cool with each other and like, go to each other's shows and like, that's all it is.
That's what we're really trying to do in Michigan is like when at least like when Forge the Sun started, there wasn't really like a huge community, and it seemed like there was just cliques of like certain bands who kind of like had their own followings, but they weren't really like connecting with other bands. And all these new like up and coming bands like Stage Drive and Witcher
Or
and
yeah, right.
a bunch of the other bands out there are really trying hard to like show up to like Fatal Conceit is also a really good one if you haven't listened to them. But trying really hard to just get to like other people's like shows. And we're instead of like doing like the pay to play thing, we're actually creating a community where we're just making shows with each other. So
That's awesome.
yeah,
That's that's the way to take the power back, like you're almost kind of unionize
absolutely.
your own little way of unionizing a little bit. I kind of
Yeah.
love that, honestly.
Yeah. So we'll just go to like small, like instead of like trying to like hit the big venues and have some promoter be like, hey, you're not going to make it unless you like play with this national act that you've never heard of and you have to sell like 30, 40 tickets. Like instead of doing that, we are just hitting up all the small venues and putting all these local bands together in small shows. Like last weekend, we played with Blood Rune Sigil, Theandric, um, Mighty Deadwoods and Suburban Bloodshed.
Whoa, those are some
Yeah.
crazy ass names.
That's a great
Yeah.
that's a great band name.
But it ended up being a really great show because like everybody was supporting each other, staying for all the acts. Like it ended up being really profitable for us for merch, and it was just like a small little like hole in the wall bar that we were playing at. And it was fun. Like we have more fun doing that than playing like the big like national shows.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
It's just, yeah, when you have the power in your own hands, it's like so much better. It's just like you're basically your promoter at that time, at point.
Yeah.
It's like you
And
guys
everybody's getting paid. So.
right.
Yeah,
It's like,
there you
it's
go.
there's no like this cut goes to this little, this guy gets this cut, and like, oh, you're gonna have to take this out of your pocket, and no, it's like everybody gets their share, and it's like happy go, that's good, that's good. But yeah, Ashlyn, I don't know if you've kind of had your share of weird experiences like this, with people that you kind of thought were in your corner and like kind of.
Yeah, I definitely had a few friends that a lot of people don't know this, but I went through the whole like the voice on NBC situation, and I went through like 4 or 5 pre-rounds of auditions. And I did that twice and then got cut right before TV.
Whoa.
Yeah,
That's
really
I
sad.
did not know that about you. First of all, that is awesome. I did not know you tried out for The Voice. That's fucking crazy.
It was a lot of fun. Like they had like the whole pictures from my childhood, the whole B-roll.
Whoa.
Yeah, like my backstory, everything. And I got cut right before TV, and it was like 4 months that I was waiting on that answer.
Wow.
And like through the whole process, I was like, I had like so many friends, and I was the one always hosting parties, and it was always me making the plans, and I just had this huge group of friends. And then it started to dwindle down. Started to dwindle down a little more. And then I started writing songs, and I started traveling to Nashville, and it's like my circle's like 2 to 5 people. Like, it varies day to day, depending on what friend
Wow.
you're with. But yeah, like as far as close friends, like you're lucky if you have just a couple, and it's almost better to have a small circle, I think. It's
Oh,
better to
God,
have
yeah.
a small circle
sure.
of people that would do anything for you and be there for you all the time than some 20, 30 people that would only want to party with you on the
Right.
For the fame.
Yeah. It was like it's like they saw like the Nashville thing, like, ooh, that's a little too much work. Like, I'm gonna have to,
Have
like
to
that.
travel.
Like, oh no, I don't think I'm gonna do that. All right, see you later. Like, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I mean, I understand I'm not, doing what all of y'all are doing, go, and there's nothing wrong with go to college. Dear Lord, I've been here for 4 years, but like my
I ain't
goal
never
was
been.
never the degree. And a lot of my friends just, they didn't really understand that, I feel like. And when you tell them that you're dropping out of a really good school to move and chase your crazy dreams, like some of them won't have a very positive reaction to that, because their minds and their like views of life are so narrow.
They've been,
And it's
so
like,
again, that goes into what I was talking about before with the public education system, basically saying the creative arts are a bunch of crap and they don't matter, and that's what happens, and these kids internalize that, and they
and like my school has an insanely good like arts department, and like I feel like a lot of the people at my school don't even know about it. They're like, what's the Brooks Center? And I'm like, are you kidding me? That's where all my classes are. It's like we have amazing concerts and plays and musicals all the time. Like Clemson is only known for football.
I was just gonna say, like, they're going to the Clemson games, and I was like, wait, there's academics over here?
I know. It's like, come on, guys.
Oh wow, I didn't know they had that here.
Clemson has so much to offer, like, and you just gotta find like that core group of people and like surround yourself with people that have the same goals and the same mindset as you, and you'll be doing all right.
That's true. That's a good point.
How would you feel about this whole thing, Gunnar, this topic, like for yourself at least? I mean, I know it's a little different, like with you, with the beats, but like if you felt like guys that you thought would like maybe support that, like maybe weren't, as you were a little disappointed.
Not so much for me. It happened definitely a lot for Bella, for
Yeah.
her experiences and stuff like that. I know a couple of her old friends that just were just kind of there because she was doing music, and she was on like the
Um,
Canadian version is called The Next Star.
oh,
And so she was on that for a little while, and then kind of I guess either for the better or for the worse, like when her and I got together and stuff like that, like we started talking more, she started focusing on her music again more and stuff like that, and her friends kind of, well, who she thought was friends kind of just dissipated, and slowly kind of started going away and stuff like that. But you know uh there were some points where they would try to hit her up again, and she'd be like, oh my god, you're doing so good, and we would just realize, like, look, the only reason you're doing that is because I'm doing well and you're not. So
Yeah.
yeah,
that's
that's sad, man. That's sad sack stuff. Like, it's like the I bullied you in like 7th grade, but now I'm like hitting you up
Yep,
in your DMs, like, sort of like,
exactly,
attitude, it's
exactly,
like,
exactly.
oh yeah, yeah, hey, yeah, hey, remember me? Like, it's
I
like,
was around, yeah, I knew
like,
you were.
oh yeah, that's cool, but like, yeah, where were you when I was like trying to like get this thing off the ground? Like,
Exactly,
like
exactly.
what, like you now all of a sudden you just kind of pop up out of the blue and you're back. It's like what kind of intentions what kind of ulterior motives do you really have here?
They
Yeah,
come out
no,
of the
for sure.
woodwork as soon as they see you in any kind of success. They're like,
Yeah, right. And it's like, oh, hey, oh, wow, it's like you're back, like,
Yeah,
and
coming out of the sticks.
interesting timing, like, like,
out of here with that. Mm-mm.
yeah, that's crazy, man. That's actually really sad to hear, because Bella's a really great person. So that's actually
Yeah,
really
well,
pretty disappointing that people would be like that. But
yeah, well, like I said, it's either for the better or for the worse, because who knows at this point what they would be trying to do. So
Right.
oh yeah, no, and that's like I
Better
said,
to show their character early
yeah,
on.
yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
and it's like, just like I said, in the music industry, you just have to be very careful. Like Allie said, kind of have to walk on eggshells a little bit,
Mhm.
because there are just some people, very, very bad people, very leechy people in this industry that
Yeah.
are just waiting to like get that in. They're just waiting for that, and whatever way they can do it, they'll do it. And I mean, there's just countless stories of artists over the years that just weren't really sound, picking their I don't know, your entourage or whatever you want to call it, your agent, or you're just they pick a guy that they know, and they're like, oh yeah, 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 it's like, I know this guy, like, yeah, he'll take care of me. And then all of a sudden it's like, you look at your bank account and it's like, whoa, where did
Yeah.
like
What happened?
what happened to like $500,000? Like,
What happened?
all of a sudden it's just, your money's just like not there. And it's like, turns out they either A, stole it, or B, like, they did not know what the hell they were doing, and
Yes.
they just didn't tell you the whole time. And like, I
Yes.
mean, the list goes on with it. I mean, MC Hammer. I mean, there were so many that came victim to it over the years. So, but yeah, no, it sucks, and you have to be very, very careful and very wise about who you vet and put in your circle, and
Right.
and who you trust with that sort of thing,
Right.
especially with business, because that is like, oof, man, such an easy thing to get screwed out of.
Oh God, yeah.
Especially, I mean, even in any like aspect of like the business, you have to like, if you think somebody's your friend in business, like just go into business as like a business relationship and not looking at them as a friend, because you never know what's going to
Right.
happen,
Oh, yeah.
regardless if that's like recording, somebody producing, somebody doing photography for you, video for you. Like at the end of the day, they're trying to make money too, and business is always going to outweigh the friendship for a lot of people, unfortunately, in the industry. So
Yeah.
definitely make sure like you get all the cards laid flat on the table before you go into like something,
Yes.
because it's so easy for people to just like turn on their word and be like,
Right.
oh, the song was supposed to be like $200 for you to record. Oh, well, the bill is now 1,000. Like
Yeah.
we've
Yeah.
had
Because
that
they
happen
know that it's going to do
before.
so well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Read everything.
Read the fine
read
print.
everything and make sure you get something written down. Because
Yes.
you just I know there's the whole verbal contract thing, but God, that does not nearly hold up as well.
That
And
shit ain't gonna hold up in court. You gotta
no,
get it in
No.
writing.
Yeah.
it's just you gotta write everything down, man. Even if they look at you like, oh man, what do you mean you gotta write it down? Like, no, dude, I'm writing it down. Like, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, like, bro,
You
like,
don't trust me? Hell no, I don't trust you. I don't
like,
know who the hell you are.
bro, I don't know, man. Like, I gotta cover my ass. Like, I'm sorry, but it's no,
Yeah.
nothing personal, man. It's just I gotta cover my bases. And yeah, so if anyone ever like pressures you and think makes you like feel bad about, oh wow, yeah, I'm not, why do you want me to sign this? It's like, no, because it's proper business to do so. It really
Mhm.
is. And there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. So, don't let that stigma, affect you from doing that. And it's just that I think that's a very important thing too, in this
Yes.
industry.
No, that's a really good one.
I mean, and it's happened to artists where they literally don't own their own masters now.
Nope.
Yeah.
They happen to De La Soul. It can happen to anybody. De La Soul does not own basically their own.
Oh wow.
I think finally are getting their stuff onto streaming now, like their older stuff. Like I think eventually it's coming on. I think they finally came to some sort of, they finally wrestled the masters out of Warner Brothers, or I think it was Warner Brothers. They finally wrestled the masters out and they got it to this other label. But yeah, for years they literally they have not been able to get their older material on Spotify or anything because they did not own basically their own music, which is really horrendous to think about. Like, you literally don't own your own art, and that's scary. So make sure you read, when you're signing these deals, man. It's you make sure you own your masters. It's like,
Really.
100%. It was, like I said, that screwed them for years. God knows how much money that they probably lost out on, like, because of that. So it's scary, but like I said,
For sure.
You gotta look out for yourself here.
Yeah, that's the main thing is like you said, covering your own ass first. And then along with the other people who are coming along with you that will be there for ride or die kind of thing.
Right. But I think I'm gonna wind the show down now. But if any of you guys have anything else you guys want to add, like before we go, please feel free.
Thanks for having me. that's all I gotta say. Like, no, it was a lot of fun meeting everybody and talking and stuff like that, for sure, because nobody knows me, so just to kind of to be on the thing again with you, Lawrence, is a lot of fun.
Oh man, I appreciate you. That I appreciate both of you guys. You guys are awesome. So you and Bella are great folks. So
we try to be.
So good peeps. So always. But yeah, I don't know if any other guys want anything before we go.
Lawrence, you are always amazing. You make me feel so welcome, and you're so good at like keeping the conversation going. And I appreciate you getting us all together. I know that's probably a lot of trouble for you.
You don't even know the half of it. but
I'm so glad I got to meet all of you, and definitely going to be checking out y'all's music for sure. And hopefully we'll do this again sometime.
Oh yeah, and I'll make sure to finally get around to releasing that song soon too.
Yes,
Lawrence,
please. I can't wait. I can't wait to hear it, man. But don't rush it.
Don't rush it.
Don't rush it either.
it's I think I sent you the preview to it already.
It's
changed a lot.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember you sent me the little bit. Oh, okay. So I'm curious to hear the finished product now. So
he's gone.
Oh no.
oh yeah.
He's gone.
I'm here.
There he is.
Yeah. But I'm curious to hear what if it sounds like the final product. So I'm looking forward to that, man. But
no, for sure. I'll try.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys want to like plug your socials or anything like that, or music wise. And
I'm Ashlyn Marie on Spotify, Apple Music, whatever, wherever you listen to music. And then on social media, I am Ashlyn Marie Music. That is ASHLYN space MARIE music. And yeah.
And then Allie, where can we find Forge the Sun?
Everywhere. So we're on all music streaming platforms and all social media. Our biggest like place where we post the most is on Instagram. So you can find us at Forge the Sun Band. And that's gonna be the same for us on like TikTok, or it's just Forge the Sun on Facebook. Also just wanted to thank you for having me. I had a lot of fun. We'll be checking out everybody's music, and I hope everybody listening checks out all the artists' music that were on the show today. And just so you guys know as well, Forge the Sun has been very hard at work at putting
Yes.
together our first
There we
full
go.
length album.
Yeah.
Some of the songs that we've been writing on that album have been in the works since 2019. So this has been
Wow.
a major labor of love for us. And the first single hopefully will be out by June. So
Yay!
Woohoo.
we're
Let's
pretty
go.
excited. So keep an eye out for it.
Yeah, I know I've been getting all the behind the scenes footage from Tristan constantly. So
Yes.
He's been seeing it first, folks.
Yes.
Yeah, I always see it and I'm like, oh yeah, this is awesome. Like so you guys are really good about like getting footage of like everything. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, like you guys are like have a library of your own footage. So you
Oh
guys
yeah.
are you guys are ahead of the game in terms of that.
We're really hardcore about it because we've been putting so much time and effort into this album. Like we want to
Yeah,
make sure that we get as many ears and eyes on it as possible.
yeah, it's
There you go.
awesome.
That's all you need.
But Gunnar, how about you, man? Where can we find your stuff?
You can find me on TikTok and Instagram. Instagram is a little bit lengthy, but it's just Dark Aether Productions. That's dark _ AETHER _ productions. That's where you can find like all of my music stuff, some of my gaming clips with my music added into it. And you can also find me on TikTok. But it's gonna be under my gaming thing, but it's PIXL.LTD. And LTD is all caps.
Very good, man. I'm very happy I got you all here. This was a ton of fun, and I actually can't wait to do more of these soon with more people. And I think for a first episode run, this was really fun and really cool. So again, thank you all. And I will be plugging all your stuff in probably the what's that prescription description. I've been dealing with medicine stuff too much for the last 3 days, so that's why where my mind's at.
Yo, pass me that prescription.
Yes. Yeah, does my insurance cover this?
Yeah, exactly.
Roll the dice. No, okay, all right. But yeah, man, again, thank you all, and thank you all for listening. And watching, actually, this is I should say for the first time. So I appreciate it, and I'm looking forward. If you guys again, Viral Music Hub does have a Patreon now. This episode will be free, but from here on out, I'm gonna put these video episodes on my Patreon, and it's only $3 a month. It's not a lot. I don't think I'm asking a lot. So, if you want support, cool, I'll give you some extra content. $3 a month. Like, I didn't think it was too bad. So,
Sounds like a good price to me.
so, hopefully you guys pitch in and want to listen and watch these. And but thank you for checking out this first sample, and this is what you'll see if you sign up for my Patreon. So thank you. And stay tuned. All right.